and he's got heartfelt lyrics. Put them together and you can hear it. Oh, song everyone knows. And he's got animal spirits, and he's got heartfelt lyrics. Put them together and you can hear it. Oh, way the story goes.
Now everyone seems unaware that these two are a destined pair. But I checked out their astral chart. This one is a work of art. Now I know she reads astrology, and he can't stand astrology, but he's quick with an apology when he wisecracks the zodiac.
And he's got animal spirits, and he's got heartfelt lyrics. Put them together and you can hear it. Oh, song everyone knows. And he's got animal spirits, and he's got heartfelt lyrics. Put them together and you can hear it. Oh, way the story goes. Oh, oh, oh. And when the rising action rises, there is only one thing left, and that's the climax.
to the Conscious Club.
Welcome to the Conscious Club.
Close your eyes and earth dive in this mud. Watch your thoughts. We're going to the Conscious Club every night at 9 p.m. There's a special cat. Get inside and say, I feel. Ask you for your chant. Think of something interesting. This isn't relaxation. If he likes your improvisation, he'll take you to the train station. They're so close. You're so far from the start. Relax your face and say the password is Ding Dart.
The Conscious Club is under new management. Please enter your old CC ID as we transition databases.
Boom! It's another wonderful day. Another glorious day for some tournament action in the Moonmoon Sub Rumble. It is the open tournament, meaning anyone from bronze all the way up to the tippy top 500 can play. Starting a bit earlier than usual today. Usually we do the last 3 games of our tournament, but today we're doing a little bit early. The losers bracket, best of 1 XD versus Dankgurren on Watch Point Gibraltar. But let's do some introductions for the time being. Myself, I'm Mr. Dongles, or Alan, whatever you prefer. Joining me is Bird. How are you, sir?
Doing great. We're a month away. We've had Booty Boys be the winners of the last Sub Rumble or Moonmoon Open number 3. There are no the winners final for number 4, but right now we're figuring it out. If Dankgurren has one more shot, one more opportunity in this one versus XD in the loser bracket loser bracket finals.
Yes, indeedy. And spectating and doing the stream stuff today is Wraith. He's doing all those things. Chat is just spamming away.
Are we going to Mango Bay? I think that's what
Mango Bay. Speaking of spam, I hope everyone had a wonderful time spamming their hearts out at Awesome Games Done Quick this past week.
I'm pretty sure the Moon2 Smug account went up. I saw a graphic by Moonmoon_OW. He's actually one of the global emotes, literally spamming on Twitch chat. So you guys are keeping it up. I love it. And also, it's unfortunate, haha, I got banned. But you know what? You guys, you made the difference. You made the choice to do what you did for HGQ.
That sweet pause right at the beginning, I guess someone was not quite ready. But hey, yeah, Awesome Games Done Quick was a wonderful time. Lots of people trying to get timed out. Ooh, it was a wonderful time. You got that 10-minute timeout. You did your job right.
Unfortunate that the champ didn't win for Dark Souls 3.
Oh, the champ. He's not my champ. Get out of here. All right. Well, for the time being, I guess, while we're sitting here paused like some cool kids, let's see who's playing today. Right now, on the red team, they're attacking. It's a Dankgurren. And of course, Wibble doing the good old Junkrat golden gun shoot man. He blows stuff up. All Sultana. Not quite chosen yet because I'm paused. Take that. And people are back. And Dusky on Farah. Korn doing the Reinhardt. He's the Reinhardt man main. Kaon doing the support with some Anna. Black Tiger doing the Lucio.
And on the side XD, we got Space Bacon on that Anna. Diva still being played all the time, every day. Oprah, although next patch might be changed. Arouse 2D on that Reinhardt, on that Roadhog. Reinhardt been played Red Rar. The real Platty, the meme that's all in for the dream, hitting up for that Lucio. Lastly, but not leastly, your DPS hero, Soldier 76, being played by Tex.
Dang.
I mean, it's a meme. I love it. We gotta support the memes, because if you don't have the support for the memes, it might turn out like HGD cat.
Well, yeah. But with 10 seconds to go, Dankgurren is doing what I assume to be a satanic ritual. And they've just finished, and now they're ready. Shield up, sitting on the top. Gates are opening. And boy, we're going to have some fun here today, folks. I've already seen a lot of interesting plays. I've seen some Torb, I've seen some Symmetra, seen some overtime Sombra plays. Ooh, man, but Korn, not taking any time. He's just going to rush straight in with some speed boost. Gets Rar and a nice charge. But they're going to go right up that valley as far as they can. Now Sultana just shielding up and walking in. Defensive Matrix. Don't care about it. I'm just going to laser right through. And in comes Korn again. He's being very aggressive in this match. Best of 1 on Gibraltar.
It's the best one, so being aggressive is actually really good, but Opakar going to be on the backside, going to be able to get popped out the Animech, the Diva Mech, and then we're going to be going on with Assault. Just pushing all in. Hammer down, we're going to go down, and Korn missing off on that one. So we'll see if they can kind of regroup off that.
Yeah, well, the shield was up by Rar, but even though it negated his Wibley doing a lot of spins there. Even though it negated his hammer down, they still rallied around. They're going to charge up as Sultana sleeping in the front lines. Corrin taking down Platty before he can get back with his team. Well, with only one on the payload, they don't matter. Don't matter.
Definitely a lot of aggression coming out from Dinkurin. Gonna get the hook, but not gonna actually go right through. Dinkurin, you know, they were playing pretty aggressively the last best one we saw, or we were watching, but ourselves were watching. And they were doing some really, really pressure plays. When you have the snowball wrecking, you just want to keep it going. As we do see the Jabaton Surge go down, another 2-3 people getting rocked out as well. What a clean sweep coming out for Dinkurin.
Yeah, Corrin, he's not taking names from anybody. He's just going to sit up there with his shield. He's going to swipe his hammer a few times. Then he's going to do a little hammer down action. He's going to clean it up. My, with just under 6 minutes to go into the last checkpoint to finish off this map. It could be a quick one, but that last checkpoint is the hardest to get. With the defenders' respawn being right there, can be a lot of stall tactics coming out, but we still got to get around the corner. Let's see what happens as Dusky's trying to get away from a lot of stuff coming at him.
As you see, Uppercut going to be changed up from the D.Va to the McCree now. Lots of ults going down, the hammer down going down as well. Karen and Wibbly are going to be talked out. And I think this is going to be the first hold, at least for XD.
So far, but Corrin now nano boosted and full healed is going to come into 4 enemies. Dance around the payload for the time being because he's the only one there, and he was going to charge back. Oh, he tried to get Platty. He's going to still sit there as XD's kind of split on 2 fronts. Oh my gosh, wow, he builds up another hammer down, takes on everyone, and Dinkurin is coming in to help clean up, but Graviton Surge way in the back by Sultana to get both support. Well, only one support, but Text now nano boosted himself, trying to push back as Soldier, and it looks like, well, the fight is just going to keep on going.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. The Dinkurin team, they're just putting on the pressure. They're not stopping. Corrin probably was getting invaded to probably try to trade off on the respawn timer, trying to go really long, but Corrin charged up another ult charge, going to be able to delay up. Assault NA as well, getting some delay. But now we're just on a stalemate. No ults really on the advantages. Dusky getting pulled around, getting that save though.
Roused threw out the whole hog, but got booped back and had to walk all the way around that corner again. Looks like Dusky was trying to get some high ground and got knocked down by Tex. Currently, it's just been trading back and forth. No big wipes coming out by either team in the past minute or so. And it looks like Dinkurin is going to fall back for the time being. Recuperate, get that tank back out front, and have another go at it.
You know, it was really interesting for Dinkurin the previous fight before, using up more ultimates throughout that, just trickling in. Possibly would have been better if we would have saw the hold or the save of all the ultimates for them. Right now they don't have the ultimate advantage, but we do see Dusky going to be taken out.
Wibley at the long play with the tire gets Tex on the top. He had that tire up there for a good 6 seconds or so before using it, but Rar got booped up as he was charging through and almost went off the edge, and oh, he got slept and booped again. Rar, what's happening back there? Oh man, an incredible ride he went for. He wanted to get off of that because he's now dead.
Dead indeed, and we'll see the pressure coming up again. 5v5, now it's going to be 6v5. See the Ultra Racket Badge and combo, but the hook coming in, going to be out for aroused. Going to see if we can re-engage right back in.
Both hammer downs going down by either team. Tac fighters are getting pulled out by Dinkurin. I'm sorry, Tex. And XD was defending, but not enough as Dinkurin pushes through, and they get that final capture with 2:35 left on the clock.
So there's some really interesting things to talk about. We'll see if this actually becomes a factor in the end. The Junkrat play doing really, really beautiful stuff coming out from Dinkurin. Wibley, he rolled around with the team and got the shields down. That was pretty sweet. Other than the tank control coming out from XD, It's a little bit hard to watch, unfortunately. They just kind of got steamrolled, and from the first to second point, you saw the snowball effect pretty much throughout the whole thing. The third point, a little bit of a hold, but still really good stuff from Dinker and XD. They're gonna have to step it up for this part of the map.
Yeah, let's see how it is when the tables are turned. When XD goes on the attacking side, let's see if they'll stick with that Widowmaker there. Opercar, he's thinking about it. Not a terrible choice. I mean, if you can hit your shots, go for it, I say. But who knows? And luckily, we're not seeing a 4-tank meta as of right now. Actually, I haven't seen it at all in earlier games in this tournament, which is fun because, you know, people will actually die when there's not 4 tanks.
What? And it's not the most broken character in this game. What are you talking about?
What are you talking about?
But yeah, it's been a 2-tank meta pretty much for this tournament, at least what I've been seeing so far. And we'll see if that's the case. Opercar, he was on that Diva before, wants to play a little bit more controller. I'm thinking this is where we'll see if we can get some good things coming out from the team of XD. Dinger and on the other side, pretty much playing standard, nothing really too different. Webley still on that Junkrat, now in defense. That's more suitable for the character, but it worked out on offense as well, so you never know. Things can be pulled out of the blue.
I mean, he does good at throwing damage on Rar's shield, especially while they're sitting on the payload. But let's see if Arouse can grab anyone with the hook. Grabbing Diva just down to the stairway, but yeah, looks like Dusky's just going to back up, and also Tana is sitting up top, trying to look for a hook, but misses and is going to retreat back to the team. But Dusky getting pulled down out of the mech. Can they grab her? Yes. Down goes Dusky, so that is 1 down for Danker, and as everyone drops into the valley, this is where we see if the payload will be contested for a while, or if a different position will be taken up by Danker. But Korn says, nah, I'm going straight in, team. Then he goes down. All right.
Yeah, so NA not gonna have to just go from the backside, try to be that tank. But we do see the Roadhog special right there. Not gonna be able to take out anything else from there. Just gonna be able to just control it down. But the hooks coming out from Aroused by 2D. Getting 2 right now. See if we can keep it going, except for Webley saying no with that.
And during this entire fight right now, Tex has been in the server room almost uncontested. Ooh, Opercar getting hooked down into the death pit, and down she goes. Yeah, Tex has been sort of uncontested in the side of the fight, and now he's all the way back behind Danker, and in comes Rar, who's nano boosted and takes down Korn right away. Dusky is Diva now nano boosted, trying to deal with Tex up on the way back, but with XD with 4 in the cart currently. Let's see, yep, Danker going to try to contest for at least a little bit, but hopefully, as Dusky gets hit out of the mech, seems like they're going to grab this checkpoint and open that door into the inner hangar.
Not really surprised to see a good flank out by Tex over there. We had some pretty cool stuff happening together, and I see why they run Webley with Junkrat. He can time in with the communication of his teammates, make sure that he can catch onto anyone that needs to get killed. He's doing a really good job with it, but same thing that happened the first run of defense. Not really much of a defense. We'll see if the second part can be held up with Korn going in.
Yeah, but Rard hit down that hammer down, but now with Danker with their bank of ultimates now throwing them out, Dusky's still sitting with that self-destruct as a last measure. But Korn did go down, no Earth Shatter available for them, but XD are going to push through, but not before self-destruct gets thrown into the back lines, hits no one. Raz 2D not looking too good. Down he goes from Bionic Grenade from Anna. And then comes Korn, the man with the golden hammer. Another self-destruct going down in the way back. Grabs no one as well. But seems like with that fight, Dankern are going to hold in the hangar for the time being, as Tex still up on that top ledge, throwing his DPS down.
Two big things that happened, the Saw NA with the Roadhog ultimate. They were able to push back the whole team, and then the sleeper coming out from Space Bacon wasn't really too effective. In the end, Diva ults didn't really matter, just the hooks, the plays, the picks. Right now, coming out from Roadhog on Aroused by 2D.
And we're looking at Tex, who just got nano boost. He comes in with his tac visor behind the payload, and Down comes the hammer from Corrin to knock everyone down. And Corrin is going to rush in there, try to charge in, but grabs no one. But still, after all of that, XD are still pushing forward, taking down both supports and Corrin. But, I mean, there's a Wibbly tire coming in. Can he grab anyone? Nope. Gets destroyed before he can detonate. With currently 5v3. It's not looking too good currently, but look out for the whole hog with Rouse D. He's going to push Kaon into the corner. Both supports getting bullied again. Ra are going to sit on the payload by himself, and he's going to cap that. And out they come of the hangar. Doors are opening. Dank Gurn's got to recuperate and keep their supports alive in those big fights.
But really actually has to go die because there's no reason for him to be back in back.
Yeah, true.
So right now a 65 advantage on the front side. Bubble just gonna have to try to catch up. Let's see if XD can push right in.
Opercar did get slept in the way back as he's trying to deal with Wiblay, which is kind of splitting up both teams, oddly enough. So regardless, the fighting will still sit on the payload. And Wiblay does eventually go down in the back line, so now D.Va can come join XD. Ooh, a nice little hook by Rouse to grab Dusky, but Corrin throwing down the hammer as Rar moves off to the side and uses his own hammer, and out comes the self-destruct. He does get Tex in the way back, and it seems like both teams are still doing pretty decently, but another tire coming from way up top. Who's going to get roused? Oh, he was overhealed, and tire did not kill him, and it seems like the payload's still moving up slowly but surely. Not before. Everyone gets pulled together from XD.
Oh
wow,
my word.
Nice little combo. Wiblay just throwing down massive damage into that group.
That was pretty sweet. Pretty sweet by Assault NA and everybody else of the crew of Drake and Karen. Communication is one of those things that is so important. That was a bit of communication, a bit of luck, but a bit of good team play.
See, we're looking at ultimates. Wiblay got another tire. Tex with his tac visor and space baking about to have the nano boost as well. So we're gonna be looking for that combo coming out here real soon. Remember, Rar has that hammer down, but well, the tire came out, had no effect. Kaon did go down, so that's one healer down, and that is a big loss for Dank Gurn in this last little fight here. But out comes a Rouse who's throwing out the whole hog, pushing everyone back, splitting up the team onto both sides. Not looking too good for Dank Gurn so far. As the payload moves closer and closer, but out comes Corrin charging through. Doesn't grab anyone currently. But Rar in the back, trying to focus down Kaon. So difficult, but he finally gets him. Just self-destructs, charges, bullets, throwing out everywhere. XD so far doing work, but Rar puts up the shield the last second from that self-destruct. Black Tiger going down. Salt and A, still the last one. Forever we... I'm about to say we are going to be here forever with a May, but as people get booped off, they finally get that last checkpoint.
A lot of chaos yet again, kind of just going right into the battles. One thing XG is probably evolving into is finding out, yes, Stinker and they're going to play from like a little bit of passivity, especially if they're going to keep on running this jump rat. So if we can pick off one or two of them before we can actually start a big fight, it's pretty easy for XD to kind of push right through. So we'll see how it goes again. XD going to be on the attacking side this time. So we'll see how it goes again for Dinker and to try to defend. I would hope the first point, but you never know. There's only 1 minute 10 seconds left on the clock. So XD doesn't have a lot of time to play around with this time.
Yes, indeed. And it seems like this match has been a kind of a fight of the Reinhardts, because they seem to be both using their Earth Shatters as the initiation to many of the fights, and it's just who wants to drop their shield first or who wants to throw their Earth Shatter last type of thing. And it's just between Corrin versus Rar.
Yeah, the tank battle is really important. Arouse 2D versus Assault NA. Both have been playing some good Roadhog, although Assault's going to be playing up the Zarya. I like the switch up. We'll see if the shields can actually come in and save out. I think it's better for this defensive kind of rush coming out from XD, as they are going to start out yet again for the attack.
And Dank Gurren not trying to sit on the high ground. They want to play a little bit safer, being on the low ground behind the valley already, so they can make sure they get a good setup to engage how they want. And Dusky fighting a little bit with the Rouse, but they're both going to be going back to their respective sides for the time being. Dank Gurren currently holding server room, and now they're going to move into contest just a bit. Corn, his shield looking quite low there. He's going to back up for the time being. He's probably going to come in for a charge from the side. He's just going to come and swing, and that's acceptable too. I like it.
Swing it in, and we're going to see if we're going to get some ultimates down in a second, but we'll see if the teams can hold in. Good holds coming out from both teams for now. XD and Dinker, and this is the tournament life online. This is only a best of one, and the first one goes down.
Ooh, Platy going down, one support. That's a big loss for XD, but Corn, well, both Reinhardt's going down for the time being, and they're trading back and forth. XD really not looking too good. And Oprikar sitting on the payload by himself, nano boosted. It looks like the team of Dank Gurren is coming back for revenge, and they're going to shut him down right away. Overtime ticking away, but ooh, a cheeky little Graviton Surge to make sure no one can get back to payload, and that will be round 3 complete. Sides are going to be switching.
Great little hold coming out from Dinker, and they were waiting for those ultimates, but they didn't want to push it. On the other hand, XD, they didn't have enough time, so yeah, I would have liked to see them be more aggressive. I think if they got the pick from the Roadhog, it would have been a little bit more play to pressure up, but they didn't really have enough time, and they just, you know, unfortunately wiped at the end.
Come out and face me.
All right. See, with, well, 2 minutes 35 left, them to push just to that crest on the valley there. Looks like got a Widowmaker choice for the time being, which is interesting. I mean, it could be possible that in that allotted time there may not, everyone may not get all of their ultimates, so they're just looking for picking power here with the Widowmaker on XD. And it seems like Dank Gurren still holding strong. Oh, they got the Pharah now. Dusky switching it up, and Kaon with the Mercy, so they're going to be flying around damage boosting for a while. They have done that in earlier matches, and I totally expect them to do that today.
We'll see how that kind of goes from there. Dusky did play up the Pharah in the first point at the first attack, so it should work out, like you said, pretty well. And we'll see how it goes. And for this one, Oprikar with the Widowmaker. Can she make the picks? Like so.
Oh no. Well, that was quick. Hey, well, they needed that pick, and there you go. So Kaon wanted to go for the damage boost, but now has to go back to the team and build up that res. So that's what they're going to use, especially in the overtime. That's going to be a big help. Ooh, but Corn getting pulled in and taken down right away. But with 2 minutes left, I think Dank Gurren can afford to at least, well, not lose another. Wiblay needs to stay alive here, but they can afford to sit back for the time being. Not try to push too hard, but Dusky now onto Genji. He's had enough of Widowmaker. He's going to take her down right away.
Coming out with the flank, Genji going to be from behind. Can they take out Pharah? That's going to be, I mean, the Mercy, that's going to be the target for Dusky, but he's going to get really routed. We'll see how it goes down. But that is the two people you need to take care of. Dusky, Mercy, that's going to be doing now.
Dusky does go down, and both Mercies are going to have the res here, so within this big engagement, let's see who's going to have to res first. And it looks like Oplati does go down first, so there's no res for XD on this defensive. Comes in with a double road tire. Okay, it's a third, actually, with his pills. And so far, Dank Gurren are going to be cleaning up here. Kaon still has the res. They probably won't need it, as Oprikar does get smashed out of the mech. Graviton Surge for a good measure, and they're going to pull through. Congratulations, they're moving on to the next round.
Oh my word. Yet again, another tank busting kind of thing. Coming out with Wiblay with that on Junkrat. It's pretty good. I'm pretty sure that's going to be play of the game too. We'll see.
Let's see.
Oh.
This was... Oh, Corn, of course. Who would have guessed? I think this is his third or so play of the game today. Ooh, going around back. Never stop swinging.
Yeah, I mean, Corrin has been proven to be a really great Reinhardt main. He has done so many good things. He's won Thinker in that first win in the Moonmoon submarble. We'll see if we can keep it going, as we do see the Levers with Maze being complete.
All right, now we are back onto our usual schedule, I would say. Our final 3 games of the tournament. So we're going to be moving on over to the winners bracket, best of 3, and that'll be between Booty Boys and Geek Squad. The winner of that will obviously go on to the grand final. But in that time, we're going to get teams switched out here, get people in their places. But everyone stay tuned to let everyone know that the tournament is going on right now. Invite your friends, spam it up, because that's what we do, I guess. But hey, we'll be right back. Don't move. Play that sexy music.
fun. It's your lucky day because you get to tell me your favorite baseball team, okay? So 1, 2, 3. How did you know? That's my favorite baseball team too. Yes, it is. Here we go. Here we go. DiMaggio. Perfect streak. It's one, but it's still on. See it in. I will pitch a pasta. Get it right. The third base line. Swing, batter, batter, swing, batter, batter, swing, batter, batter, swing, batter, batter.
Hello and welcome back. We're on to the winners bracket. Best of 3. Geek Squad versus Booty Boys. We're on King's Row. And if you're wondering what our other map pool is, first King's Row, of course, and Hollywood and Temple of Anubis if we need it. Either or, whoever wants to choose. But in we go to the game. King's Row, a fairly popular map. Just about every match has played it today, I think. It's, yeah, a lot of deja vu in my mind whenever I get here and spectate a game. But it's fun. It's fun. It's fun. Don't worry about it. It's fun.
Is that what you're just telling yourself at night? As you?
Yeah,
As
as
sleep
I
then.
go to sleep.
I would say, yeah, it's been the last 2 or 3 banned, usually, because the best ones, unfortunately, we can showcase some other ones, but we'll see if King's Row is going to be the big deciding factor of how the tempo of this game will go. It probably will be because it's the best of 3 into this winners finals. I just really hope we don't pick Temple and Anubis for the next map. I mean, I love draws. I mean, I love 2 CP, right?
Right? I mean, on the other hand, it is something different from the usual, which I do enjoy.
True.
Rather than always playing Hollywood or always playing King's Row. But still, there is a certain stigma in the Overwatch community against 2 capture point matches, or 2 capture point maps
Yep.
currently. But before the doors open, let's do a quick little rundown. Currently defending Geek Squad, MPD, who's not on Soldier, he's doing the Roadhog work today. Kitch on Soldier, Cal doing the Ana work, Opium, Captain of Geek Squad doing Lucio, Damie on the Diva and Specific doing the Reinhardt work.
On the other side, Reinhardt going to be played by Narp for Booty Boys. Dirtspell on that Lucio. We got Hayes on the Roadhog. Soames going to be playing up the Ana. We're going to see the Scout, but it's the Diva that I stay Singu. Oh god. It's going to be playing up Echo in the end. The ever so present Soldier 76 main.
I'm just gonna say I stay. I
Okay.
stay.
I'm done with that.
We're gonna put that, yeah. But right through that choke point, as many teams have, defending at least, have been sitting on the point rather than trying to hold that choke by the statue. And it looks like they're just gonna try and fight right on the point as both shields of both Reinhardts are gonna be trying to get down by currently Narped. Shield is down. He charges through. I think he got slept in that little half second that he was unconscious. But as both teams lose a player, both Reinhardts actually, it's currently, well, it was even as MPD does go down on the defending side. But Damie already nano boosted from Cal. Great healing work, but currently sleeping on the point. Both Divas nano boosted, sleeping on the point. What are the chances of that? That's a meme somehow or something funny, but I'm not good enough to think of it.
I'm not going to say anything. I was looking at the overhead view, and they were pretty close together, but it's fine. Those Diva is going to be doing down, but it's still going to be a capture point coming out for Booty Boys. Booty Boys getting some pretty big aggression coming up as well. Pick up another one. Really, really important things that happened actually in that first fight. Hayes getting 2 pickoffs from the Roadhog, making sure the tank line was down, so everything else snowballed for that fight. Now it's time to go on to the streets of King's Row.
Yeah, the streets indeed, and man, I've seen pretty much every team who's gotten that capture point for attacking King's Row. They have all pushed up very aggressively next to the bookshop because they want to really pad that area down so they can get that payload up as far as they can to use it as a little defensive block, mobile block to stand behind. But as that payload starts around the corner, I Stay is going to be throwing out that self-destruct. Grabs 2 actually specific. His shield, he was on the other side of the payload, so he couldn't defend Opium, who got caught in the explosion. But Damie replies in kind with his own self-destruct and grabs Terror Spell. So both Lucio's getting taken out by a self-destruct. A little bit of diva fight on the payload, but it's like they're gonna back up for the time being and try and heal up because they're not looking too good on the health meters. Cal trying his best to heal up, but look at those ultimate statuses currently. But MPD did have the whole hog, but he got pulled in, and that will not be available for them to use.
Next little fight specific gonna be ulted up, and we're gonna see the whole hog going down, gonna be boosted up as well. He's gonna be pushing back the whole team, but just pushing, nothing being picked except for that Road Reinhardt. Oh my word, the names, the people, the heroes all changing up together. But what a win coming out for Booty Boys.
And Echo cleaning up with help from his team, but Hayes being nano boosted with the whole hog. He pushed Specific into the previous spawn of the defenders, then turned immediately, trying not to go farther with Specific, and turned to help the rest of his team out by the payload, which is a good choice because it also helped Narp use that Earth Shatter, knock everyone down, and now they are here pushing on to the last point with 4 minutes 40 left on the clock. They're not looking too bad, but remember MPD, well, a lot of people on the defensive side currently with Geek Squad have their ultimates. They're going to wait to pop those out because Damie doing a lot of work right now, grabbing 3.
Yeah, on top of that, Specific was playing pretty aggressively. I say going to go for the SD just because they wanted to get the respawns all together. And we'll see how this goes. And again, Booty Boys getting picked off once by once. Again, MPD, Hayes. These are the two factors you're going to have to really talk about. They get some hooks so they can get some 5v6s happen. We see the snowball coming in for the defense or the offensive side.
MPD is going to be leading off with the whole hog, who destroys the shield of Narp, who has to run away, and only one person gets killed by the self-destruct from the defensive, or from the attacking side. Out comes Narps, trying to get a little side charge, but grabs no one, puts the shield up to defend his team. It's like both teams, for the time being, gonna go back and just recuperate just for a little bit before they engage into a next big fight. We're looking for Cal with Nano Boost. And Echo and Soames on the attacking side is about to have both their little combo going here, so this will be an interesting engagement to happen.
It looks like the attacking side is going to have way more ultimates about to come up and play. Narp going to get the ultimate for himself as well. We're going to see if their shatter is going to be enough. Damien going to get popped out, and we do see Startup coming out from iStay.
Oh man, but with that self-destruct by iStay, he threw it in the back, but Specific must not have seen it. He didn't turn around with his shield, and that's going to be a team wipe as Cal goes down to try and, well, I'd say try, but just kind of fell and tripped onto the payload. Now 3 minutes on the dot. Well, that's good looking. They capture that final point. With round 1 in the bag, we move on. Sides are changing. Let's see how the teams shift their focus, if at all.
Yeah, it's all really dependent if Booty Boys can keep up this pressure. The defensive side, we haven't seen all day. So we'll see if they can actually get some holds, because right now we haven't seen many solid defenses from at least the stream wise, and even in tournament play. Before the Moonmoon Open at number 4, they were on really great defense. So hopefully we can see something happen in Kings Row. On the other hand, Geek Squad, yeah, they had some chances, opportunities. They just kind of fell right through, and now they're gonna have to try to do the attacking. They're going to try to have to match this time of 3 minutes finished up left, and I'll see if they can kind of work it out. But on the other hand, we have so many different choices coming out from Geek Squad.
MPD, he has been on the Hanzo. They're going for a bit of a dive comp, which the dive comp specifically hasn't worked out for them today, although MPD's Hanzo has. He's had some really good shots, but let's see if they can try and dive in right away. But you made a good point about a lot of defensive team or plays not really happening on Kings Row. We haven't had like a round 1 or like no one getting that first capture point or a tie in a long time on Kings Row. Mm-hmm. Maybe it's just people figuring out different strats for getting through the first gate and just not trying to rush in right away and just picking away at the defensive team. But once again, it looks like Booty Boys are going to hold in the back, like everyone seems to do now, not sitting up at that checkpoint for the time being, or choke point rather. Gates are gonna open and see if MPD can get a little arrow to the face here.
We'll see if we can get a little snipe, like you're saying. It's really important. It's not really important, but I mean, it's probably better just to hold up the back side of the first point. It's really hard to hold up this first point anyway, but at least you have the defender's advantage and you have a little bit of less open area But MPD with some open shots gonna get onto Narp.
And during that engagement, they had a lot of the attackers went onto the top right to deal with the soldier and the diva who were up on the high ground, and it seems to be working out as it split the defenders team in two. And of course, MPD getting that first big pick on Reinhardt right away. And so far, they're looking pretty good. Cal and Narp coming back to point. But I stay trying to fly up away from damage. But as Specific runs at him as Winston with the tickle gun, he's gonna back off for the time being. Expect they're gonna jump right onto point, and as the defenders keep trickling in, this point's gonna be contested for some time as Narp comes in as he's nano boosted, but it looks like Cal throws out the Transcendence to keep his team alive. Narp's gonna be putting up the shield on the way back, but Kitsch throwing out the Dragon Blade by himself in the middle of an entire team, doesn't grab anyone. And it looks like maybe Geek Squad may have to sit back for a little bit, but maybe not. Opium says, sound barrier, I got it, let's go in. They contest this point for as long as they can. MPD still with the Dragon on the top. He hasn't used it yet this round. He's waiting for that opportune moment. He's got to wait for his team to come in, but with Opium down, they really should come back and recuperate here.
Yeah, maybe the standard combo would be better right now. Their thwarted effort with the dive hop, like you said, hasn't really worked out. We'll see if MPD can really do anything with his Dragon Strike. He's waiting. He's waiting. They actually don't know where MPD is until he showed himself right there from those splash shots. But we'll see if Geek Squad can actually go in. Because Booty Boys right now, they're still holding out pretty well. Dragon Strike going down, but not going to hit off on anyone. And we do see the response ult.
And all those ultimates being thrown out defensively. They used 4 of their 6 so far. Well, actually 5, excuse me. And Soam's currently still holding on to that nano boost because they don't need it. As Kitsch is going to try to escape, and he does for the time being. Maybe Echo can get one or two bullets. Nope, he's going to run back with a minute 30 left on the clock. As we were saying, Caster's Curse. We haven't had someone not capture the first checkpoint. But hey, we still got a little bit of time left. And they're staying with that dive comp on the attacking side. Specific with Primal Rage. He's going to throw that down. Well, I was about to say when he had low health, but he just got melted right away. But Dragon coming out right onto the point, but Nano Booster Reinhardt's going to dodge it just for the time being. He's going to keep the shield up, not engage. A smart move, if I do say so myself.
Ultimates are going down. Well, they're going to see if MPD can do it. And Damien going to be able to get the pick off from the Ana on the backside. He's going to get restricted upon. We're going to see the split. If this can happen, this is going to be good for Geek Squad.
Ooh, Kitsch getting chased down by I Stay as he tried to escape to some high ground, but looks like Geek Squad is coming back for the time being. MPD doing a lot of work as Hanzo, and they're filling up that meter on the capture point. Let's see if Booty Boys wants to contest at the last second. Ooh, with MPD taking pot shots, who knows if they're going to do it with, you know, the entire attacking team on the control point. They're going to let them have it. But they're going to hold up by the archway, but Narp goes down right away as a Dragon and a Dragon Blade comes out. Kitsch going down in the back line. He likes to dive into those, you know, a team of 4, which may not be the best thing. Just trying to go for those supports, but they got them. The defensive team has their supports pretty well protected.
For now. We'll see how the defensive team... For now. Booty Boy's going to have to kind of regroup again. Big thing is, if you get split off with this comp and you get picked off, obviously, or with the dive comp, then you get split. When you get your resources split, you lose a lot more battles than you can win. So good stuff coming from Geek Squad, getting that one pick and making sure that they can keep up with the pressure.
And Booty Boy's about to have 6 of 6 ultimates, and Hayes is going to use his whole hog while using his whole hog. Self-destruct going out to split up the attacking team as Specific goes down. Hayes low health, but you know, and a grenade. What's low health? What's that you say? Nope, we're full health again. Damie getting pulled in from the side. Now let's see if we get any class changes. We already do. Kitsch now on to Zarya. And they're going for a more standard comp potentially, a little bit less divey and speedy.
Only thing is, Damie does have the bomb for herself, so she should be able to use that pretty soon. Once that goes down, we'll see if it hits. Not going to hit anyone. Still the engagement coming in.
The Dragon Strike from MPD got thrown out, but the defensive matrix from iStay actually ate it right up. Who says that thing ain't balanced? And it just goes right away in a puff of smoke. but even with that, they're still charging through. This Kitch gets pulled in and hammered down in the back lines. Narp swinging through everyone, looking left to right. He grabs, I think, 4 or 5. I think it was 4, just all in a little circle.
Pretty much an unofficial team wipe right there. Narp with the ultimate. Earthshatter going down. The cleanup from both the tanks. Beautiful, beautiful stuff coming out from Beauty Boys. Geek Squad again, gonna have to come out. Damie's still holding on to Tracer. So they're just gonna keep up with this. Get some picks, get some cools, and hopefully they can make the team go around. Graviton Search went down.
Yeah, I was about to say they're looking for that old school combo right there, and they did use it. Only got actually, Damie went down, I think, from her own grenade. And a lot of ultimates are getting thrown out by both teams. Each team had a good bank of them, and they're just going to be pushing back. Booty Boys doing a lot of work on the defensive side with only 10 seconds left. But hey, turn around! The payload's being pushed.
Oh no, the boop missed.
Being sneaky. Oh no! Ouch! It was worth a try. Oh boy. Well, game 1 rather. Does get finished 3-1. Ain't bad. Ain't bad at all.
Yeah, Booty Boys reckoned out the defensive, stay true, hold to the blue, and make sure that they can actually just defend. The first point was a little bit iffy with that defense, just because once they get picked off, we got some pretty good picks, and we got a pick off coming up from Narp with this Earth Shatter.
Oh yeah, right underneath the payload. Oh, juicy. Juicy
Seems
swings
good.
right there.
Seems good. But yeah, I mean, I want to say something about Geek Squad. They played something different. They tried something different. It worked out for a little bit, but they didn't really change it out. MPD with the legendary. Ooh. But yeah, Geek Squad, if they're going to run this again, which I think they will, if they're going to play it on Temple and Anubis, they just need to sweat up the team a little bit more. If they can do that, they can probably win out a lot more fights, because it does seem like they're very versed in the dive comp arena.
Right, Booty Boys gets the choice between Temple of Anubis or Hollywood, or a nub. And Geek Squad gets to choose attack or defense.
Okay, you pick the Geek Squad choice first.
Oh man, that play of the game was real good. It's contesting with Korn. Contesting with Korn with all of his play of the games. Oh, I'm sorry. Losers get choice, don't they? Whoops.
Yep.
My bad.
Whoops. It was a pretty good ultimate. Usually you weren't seeing Geek Squad all come together, but they did switch out to Zarya and Reinhardt, so a lot of differences made that happen. Unfortunately for Geek Squad, they couldn't just win out for that second point. Booty Boys, on the other hand, I think they're probably going to stay pretty standard throughout the tournament, and they worked it out well for that one.
Ooh. Yeah, man, people are just making fun of me in chat. In-game chat, rather.
Feels
Thinking
bad,
I'm
man.
a dumb little mod. It's true, though. Hey,
Yeah,
look,
you're the
it's-
best mod. I don't know what you're talking about. There's so many mods over here. If we could mod up the whole chat, we'd have a safe,
Oh,
secure Twitch chat.
Yeah, let's not do that. Actually, let's do it. Just kidding. That would be complete cancer. Swapping the teams, not pressing that remove button. Oh, it worked. All right.
Interesting seeing Hollywood being the second choice. I don't think anyone really wants to play Temple of Nimbus, but if there was a squad that could do it, it would be Pretty Boys.
Yeah. Well, let's see. We got Geek Squad with the ready. Booty Boys waiting. I'm waiting, man. What are you hoping to see from either team on this map, Bird?
Symmetra.
Yeah. There you go. I'm going to start it on that Symmetra incoming attack and defense.
More
'cause-
defense, but yes, attack Symmetra has been kind of shown in solo queue play. It works too. But there is a big cheese strat on this map. I think not Moonmoon, but Tim the Tapman. We've heard of his name. He's called out some strats, and we've seen some May Symmetra play. Although I don't think that's going to happen, especially with Booty Boys being a little bit more standard. Geek Squad probably be the team to do it, but it doesn't seem like they're going to set up that way.
You mean Tim the Strat Man?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
XD.
Top of the game. Top of our game today. Right. Hollywood Action. Geek Squad now on blue? Yeah, they switched colors, I believe. So, quick rundown. They're looking, for the most part, same MPD on the Roadhog, Kitsch on Soldier, Opium. Switching from Lucio to Zen, Specific on the Reinhardt, Damie doing the Zarya, and Cal on the ever-trustful and steadfast Ana.
On the other side, we do have the Reinhardt going to be played by Narp. Again, Durspell going to play Lucio. I stay dying off on the side with that Junkrat. Question mark.
Pro strats.
Sim's going to be played off for that Ana. Echo going to play the Tracer, and Hayes going to be playing out the Roadhog. Echo is going to be played on Soldier 76. That makes more sense. I was like, Tracer? Doesn't make sense. But yeah, here we go with another Junkrat play. Could this be a little Webley kind of thing? Nope.
Oh, dang.
Get trolled.
Don't tease me, bro. Their usual comp, and they're going to run straight through. Once again, those choke points, defenders don't like to sit up there anymore. They like to sit back on the point in relative safety. Looks like Booty Boys are going to be sitting up top on the house right next to the control point, and the stairway becomes a death trap. That could have been a good choice for Junkrat to spam in there, but in they come, jumping in. Narp coming for a charge, misses, and he's real low health, gets taken down. He's the first to go as Hayes pulls in Damie with a nice hook from the inside.
Hook him with the
both
left.
teams trading
Hook him
back
out the
forward.
right. Yeah, it's looking pretty strong coming out for the Booty Boys yet again. Yeah, it was an interesting little push, but Narp, everybody else saying, let's just go in, let's kill everything, go in and finish up for the win.
I think that was a nicely timed attack. I think they made their way quickly through that checkpoint or choke point. I keep saying that, into the high ground next to the control point. They waited just a pause, just a breath. Then they all jumped in as a little split attack 3-on-3. And Echo, who is probably the biggest damage dealer in that group, he did clean up quite a bit. And they're gonna push on through into the Old West General Store in the saloon as that high ground is taken up. But incoming Ice Stay boops everyone off as they fly through, but Earthshatter coming down from, I believe that was Narp, and Narp isn't looking too good, but Echo cleaning up once again. Attack Visor nano boosted, the new hotness everyone loves to do.
In 2016.
Specific. Ooh, some classy BM by Hayes. That's what I like to see.
Really good play coming out from Booty Boys yet again. Making sure they can conquer and divide. Not pulling any pressure on Echo. That's the biggest thing about this. Echo's been free raiding, just shooting down everything from the back to the front. Doesn't even matter. He's just wrecking it through. And Echo, a little bit too frontal. Might get taken out for this one.
Oh no, the shield didn't come up in time from Narp, so Earthshatter got in there as they were all pulled together from that Graviton Surge. That's going to be a team wipe. Oh, the charge from Specific before Ice Day could get into that room. Just barely got him. Saving frames, sub-pixel, strats, speedrunning.
World record right there. And right when we were praising the team, they kind of clump up together. Echo just gets fronted out, and the confronted becomes the afflicted, and everybody else is going to be going down for Booty Boys for now. But just first hold, and we're pretty close to the second point already. So Geek Squad, they have ultimates, they have things ready for defense, but can they come out with the victory off of this one? We'll see.
Opium has to be careful. She is the insurance, but oh, the self-destruct coming out on top didn't quite go into the right spot, but there comes the insurance. Transcend is going right into the middle, but Hayes is going to come in and push everyone into the jail. You're arrested. Put those irons on him and keep him in there. That's a life sentence. And Echo just cleaning up. Wow, look at that. Whoa. My man. The hotness combo. Cleaning up.
I heard damage boosting attack characters is a pretty good thing. Working out quite well. Ooh, Hayes with another hook as well. Good stuff. It was weird to see them push them all into the jail instead of a little bit more of an open area. Echo had to actually be a little bit more aggressive to go down, but in the way, in the end, doesn't really matter because they still got the win and they're still pushing in for the third checkpoint.
And with 4 minutes coming into a quite difficult last push. A lot of little doorways on the sides, and there's a high ground that can be quite useful for a lot of damage dealers, but it seems like they're not caring too much. Echo and Narp are just having a field day out there. Narp's just swinging away, Echo laying down never-ending fire as they chase MPD into a corner. Get in there. Put Baby in the corner and charge him. They're going to just keep pushing. See if they can... Oh, Specific gets slept and Earth Shattered in the back. Oh, look. A self-destruct right next on top of him. Oh, with the fight on the payload, it's going to be a contest fest here. MPD trying to do his best as Tracer, but Tac Visor getting thrown out by Kitch in the way back immediately goes down. MPD stuck as he got hooked. With 3:10 left on the clock, they grabbed the first round.
Nice little attack again coming from Voodoo Boys. Making sure they can conquer the divide. Like, I love seeing... Although using a Reinhardt to do that, that's a pretty interesting strat to distract. It's been working out for them. Again, if you didn't know, Booty Boys won the last Moonmoon Open #3. So they're trying to repeat. They're trying to get those, as Moonmoon said on Twitter, some blood money. I don't know if that's the actual case, sir, but it's definitely going well for Booty Boys right now.
Quite literal blood money these teams are playing for today. It's a fact.
For the champ.
Mm-hmm. And actually, I'll have to pull up. There's a document floating around there that has... Because every tournament we do, each team gets points for whatever place they finish in. And in a few months, we'll be doing an invitational where those teams that qualify with the amount of points they get seated in their spots. And of course, other teams can get in as well. But I'll have to find that document to see who is kind of in their, first, second, third placement.
Well, definitely see Booty Boys is definitely in the front. Geek Squad have been usually second, third, so they'll definitely be one of the top people as well. But see if that one's going to really matter, as the Geek Squad, they have one more shot, one more opportunity. Can they actually capture all the points? That's going to be the question that Geek Squad's going to have to answer. Booty Boy is going to be able to, going to a standard defense, while on the other hand, MPD going back on the Hanzo. See if we can make some things work.
He was doing a lot of work on King's Row last round with it, that is for sure. But actually, real quick, I found the document. Currently, Geek Squad is in first place with 250 points. Booty Boys with 210 points. It's Blue Dog, who isn't participating this week, 165 points. Dank Gurn in fourth with 155, and there are six other teams that are all sort of tied in their same place. But is that a May I see going back into the game? Nice segue, me. Thanks. Echo going on to the May. Using the wall to trap Damie in the room. Oh, and the charge. Brutal. Savage. Wrecked.
May be in the defensive hold. That is actually pretty strong. I like the switch up coming out from Booty Boys. Geek Squad, you have a lot of tanks and not much damage dealing coming out from MPD. So he has to actually pick off onto some people. But Damien keeps getting picked off one after one after one. That's pretty tough for the offense right now.
Why you gotta bully Damie, man?
He's the one that got killed twice. Kills Batman.
Well, it seems like Hayes and Echo are working together. Hayes pulls him in, Echo puts up the wall behind him, and they just pounce. Let's see if they'll continue with that, but currently Geek Squad is quite hesitant in moving through. As I say that, they're just gonna walk right in as, once again, the little combo pulling Kitch in, and instead of Damie, that could be a good thing, I guess. But as they make their way up, or at least try to, Booty Boys are going to chase him through the stairs as Specific gets pulled back down. And Echo throwing out the left click on May, because everyone loves it when May left clicks. Just holds it down. M1 plus W. Easy. MPD going down as Hanzo. Let's see if any changes will come up, but they do have their ultimates, Geek Squad that is. But let's see if they'll save a change to use them, but who knows, we'll have to see.
Yeah, they do have a pretty defensive comp, so MPD with the Dragon Strike could actually do some pretty good damage. At least if they don't move around, but they keep on getting picked off like that. Oh my, this is looking pretty grim for Geek Squad right now.
Kitch was sleeping on the edge of glory, if you catch my meaning, and he got hooked back down into the depths of hell where he gets killed in the back lines. But Durspell throwing out the sound barrier to just have a little extra protection as Hayes pushes forward with the whole hog. They're just going to walk right back to point. But my, look at the ultimates. Well, on both teams, Geek Squad was 6 out of 6. Booty Boys with 4 of their 6. So this is about to be just a giant orgy of ultimates. Let's see who will initiate first. And there we go. And just a lot of things you can see. I'm not going to say them. But Blizzard, that's going to be a big divider right in the middle on the point. But looks like it's not going to freeze anyone. But people dying down in the bushes in the way back behind the point. I stay got, man, he got launched out of his mech as Specific goes and finishes off Soames after help hitting down I stay. Ooh. But after all that, 45 seconds up on the clock, and they're going to try and capture this.
So we're going to delay for this one right now. Hayes going to be in the front line, going to get smashed in. Yep. Specific going to be able to get that one pick off, and Durspell it is battered down by a hammer.
I stay. Oh, wow, the body went flying. Almost went up and hit the water tower and comes down, smashes right next to the car.
Ragdoll Physics 101 right there.
The best physics in any game you can ever have. Good ragdoll physics. 10 out of 10 in my book.
First point won out by Geek Squad right over there. Geek Squad had the ultimate advantage, but the biggest thing that happened, there was so much kind of aggressed upon from Booty Boys on the one side. They were looking at, I think it was Specific or it was Damie, and they used 4 people for the other group. Blizzard was enough, but it didn't really hold up on there, and yeah, in the end, still getting pick off, getting the win. We'll see if Geek Squad can keep on pushing it, as ultimates are being spent, but MPD only getting out 1.
Looks like Booty Boys are just kind of falling one by one as Durspell is the 4th to go down, and their respawns are now spread out quite far as Kitch just throws Echo into the wall over and over and hooks Hayes and hits him right in the face as a little parting gift. But I Stay sitting on top of the jail now has self-destruct to see if he'll be saving it as a last-minute contest from a little bit of assist from his teammates, but actually out comes Narped. Gonna throw. Suddenly, Earth Shatter coming at you with a self-destruct in the back, but just for good measure. Damie throwing out Graviton Surge, but ooh, another bully getting Damie onto the ground.
Another thing is, we do have the offensive advantage for respawn, so they're just going to spawn right next to the payload, and we're going to see if they can actually hold off this 3rd checkpoint. Booty Boys, they haven't been defending too well after the first little mace stalls, but now they have the ultimate advantage. Can they use it?
MPD throws out his dragon right down the middle of the lane, but doesn't grab anyone as Echo comes in the side, the hotness, throwing down damage. Only gets Cal for the time being. He tries to focus down Kitch on the side, who heals back up. But the fight comes back to the payload as Narped is trying to get that shield back up as he's swinging forward. It looks like Geek Squad is going to be pulling back for the time being. Booty Boys are chasing down with some fury here. They really want to get a pick, but they might just have to pull back and just recuperate.
Yeah, it's regroup over there. It's a really short point for both teams to actually get back to the point, although the fence don't really have the best advantage at the end. Really good stuff coming out from Echo again. getting that damage in and picking off the one, but pretty much splitting up the team. And we're going to see if we can get that point for Geek Squad yet again.
Ooh, Earthshatter coming down from the defensive side, but that was already after 2 from the defenders got killed, but actually, Booty Boys coming back and getting 3 picks of their own, and they're chasing down Damie again. Rip. With, well, a minute. Oh, they do grab MPD right before, and they're trying to throw hooks into the spawn door. That's how aggressive they are right now, and Hayes kind of, it doesn't really pay for it. He just takes a little nap. That's okay. He's rested up now, ready to fight. Minute left on the clock. This is trials and tribulation time for Geek Squad. They got to win this one to actually extend this series, otherwise they're out.
They have to at least push it to the 3rd point and then try to win out the 4th point. What a Earthshatter coming down from specific. Kenny gave it going, and the Dragon Strike going in. Not picking off anyone though. In the end, it was picked up for 2. And we should see a push up all the way to the end. But we'll see if there's spawn everybody else can come back from Beauty Boys.
iState was trying to be sneaky on top to throw out that self-destruct, but actually got hooked down. So self-destruct didn't get anyone, as is clearly seen, but Kitch being boosted up and thrown off the whole hog. They're gonna grab it with 21 seconds left. Impressive. So on to the 4th round, or 3rd round we go.
There'll be a 4th round too, definitely. Hopefully. What was about to say? Specific, lovely stuff for Reinhardt. I know we aren't highlighting the supports a little bit, and Twitch chat wants us to do that. Sorry, Observer, but right, you'll do that later. I know you will. But the tank play, usually it's the first thing that we have to really talk about because it sets all the plays coming up in the end. I mean, other than the Ana boost, of course. But yeah, specifically with that great Earthshatter, made sure that we could actually get that win for Geek Squad. Now again, they're going to have to go off the attack. Can they get the 1st point? That's going to be the question. Can they get more? If they can do that, that'd be really ridiculous. But it's all dependent if Booty Boys wants to let them have that opportunity.
Yeah, and Geek Squad has to get through that choke point really quick. They took their sweet time when they were just attacking to get through there. I mean, they captured the checkpoint with a minute
like
or so
30
left on the
seconds left,
clock.
yeah.
30 seconds. So they got to make up their minds and go in when they need to. Hopefully no one gets hooked. There's no May on the defensive side, but they currently don't know that. So maybe current little mind games going if they want to figure out when to go in. But hey, doors are opening. They got to make their mind up. No dive comp, but they're just going to march up that choke point. What are they going to do? A big question of the week.
There's no May on this side, so that's really interesting for Booty Boys. They held out pretty well, but what aggression coming in. Specific going out, and we're going to see if we can get some picks. There's Spell in a little bit of trouble, but they're going to be the first one down is Kitch.
Booty Boys taking 3 down right away, so that's going to be a retreat order for Geek Squad. Once again, Damie getting bullied by the entire team of Booty Boys. It's just unfortunate, really. But with 20 seconds left is do or die time. They got to rush in there right now to get that overtime ticker to stay up there. Oh, but Kitch immediately hooked right out of the bat with 9 seconds left. They got him not wait. Oh, but a nice little charge on Narp, who can't be healed up, and he's nano boosted, but he's still a nuisance to split up the team of Geek Squad. And they are on point, and overtime is now in effect, but it may not matter as Booty Boys immediately cleans up.
You could say their earth was shattered. Okay,
Nice.
that was really bad. Oh my god.
Nice.
But Geek Squad
You
have the
even
advantages.
got a
Like,
reaction from the observer on that one. Wow.
the Geek Squad, they really didn't have a plan for that one. They just wanted to play it standard. On the other hand, Booty Boys didn't actually have a plan either. They just wanted to fight. And when you have a fight-on-fight battle, especially since Booty Boys has been winning most of those fights, Geek Squad lost that one out. I would have loved to see them die comp. They've been running that pretty proficiently, even though they didn't win out in King's Row. But yeah, now we got to see if Geek Squad can hold it in for the tie. Oh god.
Oh boy. That just means we get to go to Temple of Anubis and potentially tie again. Whoa. No
Oh boy.
way. But I mean, with 3 minutes and 50 seconds, anything can happen. But that is quite a long time to capture that first point. Geek Squad needs to put up the ultimate defense, and they're currently sitting quite far back on a little bit high ground. See how that serves them as Booty Boys are coming marching through that gate.
Knock, knock.
If they march right through, who will... No, I'm not gonna do another meme. It's gonna be really important for Geek Squad to try to hold off, obviously, because it's their tournament life, or their winners bracket finals life is on the line. They still have another chance coming back to the loser bracket. They'll have to face Stinker, and if they do lose out this one. But what speed, what push, what command can we get a pick? That's gonna be the question.
And Geek Squad did want to jump right down onto the point to engage, but in comes Narp, goes for Kitsch, who couldn't be healed, didn't have the shield up. That's 2 people down for Geek Squad, not looking too good so far. Currently, only Ice Stay has been the one taken down by Geek Squad, but with all that team on that point, and MPD, it was actually on Soldier this round. I'm gonna say that'll be the end of that one. Ooh, match complete. Booty Boys taking the victory. They go on to the finals. Geek Squad not quite out of it yet. They go down to the losers semifinal, where they will face Dankurin. Yeah, just had to double check.
Yep.
Play the game time.
We'll see it be specific. I mean, that was a pretty awesome Rhino. Unfortunately, wasn't the major factor of winning out this one because the team lost. But I mean, if you get a little cocky, this is what's going to happen.
You know, I think I know what happened there. Even though Specific had his shield up there momentarily against that Earth Shatter, because he was pulled up from the payload and the Graviton Surge, I think the Earth Shatter went underneath him and took out everyone. Physics.
Yeah, physics 101.
Science.
If you can't block the ground, you can't block it all together.
Yeah, right. Booty Boys. 2-0. All right, cool. Bracket updated. Yeah, if you guys want to see that in chat, just type !bracket. You can check out how the day has gone so far. Just got 2 more games until it's all over. But in the meantime, we're going to set up for Geek Squad versus Dankurin. A nice little best of 3 in the lower bracket. So stay tuned, everyone, and we'll be right back. Pump the music.
Oh, here we go. DiMaggio. Perfect street. It's one, but it's still on. See it in. I will bet your eyes up. Get it right. The third baseline. Swing, batter, batter, swing, batter, batter, swing, batter, batter, swing, batter, batter, swing. Swing, batter, batter, swing, batter, batter, swing, batter, batter, swing, batter, batter, swing. Swing, 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 swing.
1990, it's the World Series in Cleveland. I went with my dad and Joe Table. Well, he blew it. So now I root for the New York Yankees with Bartoli Colon. He's throwing 101 in the 9th inning. Well, he's the best. Come on, one.
DiMaggio. Perfect street. This one, but it's still on. See it in. I will bet your eyes up. Get it right from the third baseline. Oh.
Woody Gosh performing the 7th inning stretch on Hammond B3.
I've got the golden glove. I got the -3. I'm in the local all-state high school team. I've got the golden glove. I got the -3. I'm in the local all-state high school team. Swing, 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 hoping to view the news.
Have a fun to all teams because we're going into a King's Row. And a best of 3 Geek Squad versus Dank Gurren. Lower bracket. Whoever wins here gets to go to the final. To face Booty Boys. Are we actually waiting? You know, I was doing so well there. Then someone in the lobby says, we gotta wait. So we're waiting. So we're gonna vamp every person's favorite dream.
How?
All right.
What?
Anyway, well, let's recount some of the fun things that have happened over this week. Papa Moonmoon donated a lot of monies to the Prevent Cancer Foundation on Awesome Games Done Quick. Unfortunately, I don't think he donated to the Champ run on Dark Souls 3. I think someone else did that actually, but
I'm pretty sure someone else did that.
it's sad that the Champ did not get chosen. The Champ would never crash.
I mean,
But hey.
the other person did crash the game, so if the champ was chosen, I think we would have had a better successful speed. I'm just joking. It's still a really cool speedrun nonetheless. Dark Souls 3, something that Moonmoon has been playing quite a bit. It's actually pretty cool to see him still going at it. Although, being the alter ego champ, we'll see if he can actually become the champ one of these days. The actual champ. I mean, he's become the champ supposedly, but I don't know if he's like the best champ. I'm just saying. A lot of people are gonna give you shade. Whatever. But other than that, the actual tournament itself, top 3 are usually the same people or same teams that we've been seeing so far for the Open. There's some underlying storylines. Obviously, Dank Gurren. We'll see if they can actually come back to prominence because they've been the team that won the first big league for the Moonmoon sub-rumble or whatever it was called before, and unfortunately they haven't really gotten back to that prominence. They haven't won any of these opens, or maybe the first one, but they haven't won anything after the first open, and they are still trying to find if they can actually win out even more. On the other hand, Geek Squad perennially number 2 and number 1. See if they can keep it going for this loser bracket semifinal.
Hey man, the weebs will rise once again. Actually, I don't even know if they were ever on top, but they're weebs. That's okay. But a nice little matchup we have going on here. Geek Squad sitting on the, I'm trying to remember names here, defending side. There we go. Check my notes. They're using the same comp as they usually do so far. Same with, well, Wibble. What's that? That's not Junkrat. What are you doing? Stop that. It's a Genji.
It's interesting to see Wibble playing the Genji. I think if I was watching their best of one in King's Row, they were using the Dusky was using the Genji. Now Wibble going to be playing off on the Junkrat yet again. Can Wibble play Soldier 76? Because I think that's going to be the fallback, if ever, as well. Dusky playing out these, I guess, champions that can actually space out a little bit more. Pharah, Genji. We'll see how that kind of works out. But pretty much everything is the same. Assault Anna. I'll say it first and say it right. We'll see it.
Yeah.
We'll see if it works out for this one. Anna. Anna. Whatever. Names. People. Games. We're in it. We're in it now.
And into the game, MPD. He's not on the Roadhog anymore. He's back on his trusty Soldier. He's getting thrown rockets into the face from Dusky from way downtown. But currently the fight is kind of shifted to behind the point, interestingly enough. Attackers choosing to go through the building, and each Reinhardt charging each other. Corrin going down right away, specific, close to be coming down as well, but keeps his shield up for the time being. Sultana gets the hit with help from Wibble on the Junkrat, the Chusky Junkrat. So far, defenders are holding on to the point as Sultana does get taken down from MPD, but Dusky still throwing rockets. He's high in the sky.
Really interesting starts off from the Battle of Dank Gurren. They had Wibble get picked up from the beginning go, so it was unfortunate from the 5v6 standpoint, but they still got some pretty good battle damage, except for Dusky not getting taken out. We're going to see a reform of the team yet again. Dank Gurren got to hold off, and I was worried because this is definitely a little bit stronger competition. Wibley might have to switch off to that Junkrat. We'll see what he can actually do.
He gets slept for the time being, way in the back, but that keeps the cooldown off the sleep dart from Cal for this engagement for the first couple seconds. But it should be up in just a few. But Kitch takes down Korn right away. So now Dankern have to make the choice if they want to go in or retreat. It looks like they're making their way back out, and Kitch pulls out Black Tiger, and Specific is not allowing them to go anyway. But Kaon does a little high flying and goes over the bus to save himself. Throws down the grenade to get a little heals, and he's just happy to be alive for the time being.
Everyone's gonna back up yet again. Assault Ana and the Korn just bringing in so much of the tankage, but it's really the DPS show. Dusky not really proving out too much on that side. On the other hand, MPD is doing well. We do see the destruction going down. Wibbly gonna be able to take out Demi. We'll see the engagement yet again. Engagement, same thing.
Looks like Dusky comes in for Rocket Barrage, but MPD taking Dusky down right away, and right after that, takedowns Kaon as well, and looks like 1, 2, 3, they keep going down one after another, but currently their ultimates for Gurn are looking pretty good, but they just gotta find a good spot to use them.
Yeah, the ultimate advantage is gonna be really pretty key for Dankern. Geek Squad, they're just holding through, but 5 ultimates versus 2. Here comes the pain. They're still trying to get in together. Specific going down, that's going to be a big go.
Ooh, but he just charged Korn all the way back out, but Wibley with the tire, taking out MPD up top. That is a good pick to get. Currently, Earthshatter coming down from a Specific to knock down Black Tiger, but no one else, and he's sleeping. Can't be healed up right now. He's so close to being dead, but puts up the shield and saves himself for the time being. But Kitch takes down Kion. Apologies. And Korn going just a little bit aggressive and gets charged by Specific into the wall. Korn, his usual aggressive self, isn't paying off for the time being with only 20 seconds left. They got to take this point now if they want to have a nice, comfortable lead here.
Yeah, they need to do something about this really quick. The execution of the last little ultimate barrage did not work out. They don't have the ultimate advantage this time, but we'll see if they can come in, catch MPD and pick it off on 2. It still looks like it's going to be the defender's advantage yet again. I mean, if you want to try something, that's something to try. Junkrat going to get picked off, and Assault Ana going to be picked off at the end. That's going to be a complete defense coming out for the whole Geek Squad, proving that they have something worth wow. Rip.
Oh, man, Wibley with the valiant effort to use his Rip Tire in the middle of the point and the fight. Doesn't quite get it out as he just falls in place and dies. Ooh, man, that was rough to watch.
He was contesting the point. That was the biggest thing, right?
That's right. And hey, look at that. It's a full hold on the first point at King's Row. I haven't seen that in a while.
Yeah, tournament not getting holding up for that. And also, I would sort of say, a team comp coming out from Dinker, and it worked out the last time against some other opponents, but it has not worked out for this one. Dinker are now going to be on defense, going to have to hold out just for that long and or go for the tie. Can they complete that? That's going to be the question. Geek Squad on the other hand, Opium running a super secret little tech. We'll see if that works out for the team. Opium actually, pretty sure from season 1 on, she was a Mercy main until she had to change out. So Mercy means all galore. We're back in season 1. Oh god.
Yeah, every play of the game, Mercy play of the game. But that meta is old. That has changed. But now, I mean, Mercy's still viable, I would say. Might be flying around Damie, who's doing Pharaoh work, and Cal now on Little Zenyatta, my man. And they got sort of a dive comp with, well, I mean, it's like half dive comp, but they don't have Lucio for the speed, and they got a Hanzo for picks. It's an interesting comp. one tank. But let's see how it works for him.
They did run this over on Hollywood. I think one of the battles in the winners semifinals. So probably gonna work out again. We'll see if that works out with Opium being on the Mercy. I think that's the only difference coming out for this one. Damie trying to get some contact. MPD gonna get a snipe onto Dusky. That's a pretty good one. Getting the DPS down. We're gonna see if Damie and everybody else can go aggressive.
Damie just flying around by himself. Wibble, not on the Junkrat, now on some Diva action, trying to deal with Damie, but gets knocked out as being damage boost. Damie is, and Hitch actually going down with a little fight with Korn in the side, who's on Roadhog now. We got a lot of switches going on with heroes, people playing not quite their mains, and I'm not quite sure who it's working out for, which team is winning. Right now, I guess I would say Geek Squad are looking pretty good with Dragon coming out right through that archway. And they're still on that point, getting to that second tick on the counter. Wibble coming through the top, but Kitch says no thanks. They're just going to Dragon Blade up, chase everyone out, and that's going to be a GG for the first match. Nice.
Nice little stuff coming up from Geek Squad. Opium, we talked about that all before, but that really didn't matter if we can get all the pushes and pulls. And that snipe coming up on MPD in the beginning pretty much set the tone for that hold in defense. GG coming out from both teams. Dinkerin still not out, but they do go down one game to this best of 3.
Play of the match.
MPD. Depending... Well, we either get Dorado or Route 66. Dorado I've seen today, 66 I have not. But yeah, no one dealing with the soldier. That's been quite a usual thing today. Soldiers just sitting on the high ground or behind, or off to the side, just laying down damage, uncontested.
I think the biggest word is uncontested off of that sentence, because if you don't get the DPS killed, it's going to go rain havoc on everyone's team, and then it's going to win. So it's really important to get your DPSs down. That's only set up by the tanks, but it's also going to be set up by the supports as well. So really, really important for all members of the team. Well, in this case, Dinkerin to try to come back. They're going to have to get the DPS down and make sure that they can attack them really well. On the other hand, like you said, Route 66 Dorado, what are we going to choose?
Let's see.
Still trying to choose.
Yeah.
Probably go with
wanna see
Dorado.
66.
I know you want to go with 66 because it's
wanna
a new
see
map, but Dorado makes more the sense makes more sense because Dinkerin needs a little bit more space. Route 66, the first point is pretty spacey. The second point is pretty spacey as well, but that third point is very rip.
They're throwing out the what should we choose? 66. Yes. Something different. Hooray. And Geek Squad chooses attack or defense. I think they like to defend first. Yep, look at that. I called it. But now
It's like these teams all in and out. Thinking, are you part of their team?
Bonking, basically.
Whoa.
I know all, except when I don't. All right, switching the names. If Overwatch will let me. Wow, look at that. They're learning. They put the readies in chat before I even asked. Cool beans. All right. Have fun. Into Route 66 we go. Currently Geek Squad up 1-0, looking to get into that final to face Booty Boys. Dinkerin looking to save themselves, not being knocked out. Let's see how each team will decide how to take up a not as much played map in a competitive pool. Ooh, MPD going on the early Hanzo pick. Wouldn't surprise me if he stays there. or soldier. But whatever works, my man.
What's fun, says Corn. I agree. Like, this is fun? Question mark? I'm joking. This is super fun.
Hey.
Oh my. Moonmoon, thank you for always hosting these tournaments. It's always really cool, really fun. Other than that, yeah, we'll see what actually comes down in the Invitational once it gets launched. So that's going to be pretty cool. Other than that, if you guys want to get into the Sun Rumbles, you definitely want to sub to some guy named Moonmoon_OW. Gives mediocre advice, does some mediocre gameplay, rocks that up pretty well. And then, you know,
Nice.
ask some mods, ask some people if you want to actually join in, because there's only 18s, if I remember correctly, or 16s.
Well, I mean, today, there's different amount of teams every week, depending on availability, but today there were 7. But yeah, join the Moonmoon Sub Rumble Discord. That's where we throw all of our information out, and we also have put up an early alpha of a new website that's kind of tailored for us to use for tournament scheduling teams. It shows Moonmoon stream on the homepage, and it links up with your Twitch, so there's no, like, we don't have to verify you through that old, like, 12-year-old form that we're using earlier. Work in progress, but we're getting there. Stay tuned. But the gates are open. Route 66, heading on to Big Earl's, the usual defensive place. Opium and Damie flying abandonedly. Wait, no, that's not the right word. They're flying around up high. But Cal taking down Dusky at damage over time from Anna.
Good dots, good pops. We're gonna see Devo fly up over there. Only things we didn't really note for King Pounds, OPM gonna be still playing out the Mercy, good pick off onto Sultana. And on the other side, Black Tiger is still playing up the Zenyatta, but something we've seen from Black Tiger is something we're playing with OPM. It's picks and pulls, everything just kind of holding off. The payload is at the point where Big Girls is at, so it's nothing really coming to fruition. People just building up some ults. Like Heian, with that pick off in the early go onto Genji was really, really important. We'll see if they can keep on this pressure.
And Kaon has that nano boost and is looking for a target to hit, but with 2 down for attacking, it'd be interesting to see if he actually uses it. Oh, Black Bull, there you go. He uses it right away, and he gets destroyed by Damien as he throws down the rocket barrage. I think he threw it on Corn. My man. Corn, the dad man.
Can we get some Corn emotes in the chat? Because he is always the person that is going to get nano boosted most of the time. At least if there's a unfortunate situation where they're down a few members. Kaon using that ultimate though? That was a little bit too aggressive. I would like to see him kind of hold off on that. We'll see if he can actually build up another ult. Corn, on the other hand, has the Earth Shatter. We'll see if we can shatter some ground yet again.
And Black Tiger has the insurance, has the transcendence. But as Dusky goes down on the side and Wibley trying to escape as he pulls in, we're looking at Geek Squad with 3 of their 6 ultimates as they pop off too on the new hotness. Corn going down right away as he couldn't be healed from Black Tiger, who is using the transcendence. My. Geek Squad just cleaning up time and time again with 1:30 left of the clock. Dusky, well, he was trying to escape, but did get hooked. Now he's dead.
A little reminiscent of the last battle we have for last game. The damage dealers are not getting taken care of early, so we're going to see Dusk and everybody else just keep on the pressure. And especially with the high ground advantage, Damie, MPD, they're just going to have a fun day just raining down rockets, bullets, whatever you want to call it, just shrapnel to the team of Dane Curran.
Yeah, Dane Gurren building up Kaon. They're trying to get that nano boost, and they're going to pop it on Dusty. If he can stay alive, he's getting really hurt there. But Corn, with that Earth Shatter, he's just sitting there waiting to use it with bated breath. As he charges through into the back line, misses everyone. Out comes... Oh, Dusky, he had it going, but got charged into the wall by Specific, who actually went down himself. It seems like after all that MPD, gets smacked in the kneecaps by Corn. They're going to grab that first checkpoint just under 2 minutes to go as that wonderful door opens up and as they go in to the middle section of Route 66.
The ultimate advantage should be in favor of Geek Squad off of this one. Black Tiger, they have the ult coming in. We'll see if we can do some good things for Dinkarin as we kind of go off on this one. Damie getting popped off quite a bit. Still getting healed up, but the Pocket Mercy, so it should be okay. Really important to get some picks, especially off of Damie or onto the Soldier 76. Can and Dinkarin kind of push it through? It's going to have to be the next engagement is going to tell that question.
Now, I'm going to say there's quite conservative ultimate usage here, but I have a feeling it might happen quite soon. As Black Tiger goes down, Opium still has the resurrection, but she's out in the open for the time being, but as she comes back into safety, she's just going to fly around with Damie for the time being. But Damie just doing a lot of work. Corrin kind of left out by himself, taken down by Damie eventually. Wibley on the Diva, not on the Junkrat. Oh, MPD just barely gets Wibley out of the mech as he tries to round the corner, but Kitch going up quite far to grab Dusky with the hook.
Everything's just holding through. Probably not the best place for Geek Squad to hold off on, but they don't totally mind that. They would have had the advantage more near the propane time, but it's okay. We have a hold, and that's pretty good. Dinkarin, they're slowing down their tempo. They have the ultimates that they can. They have to execute well, but 6v4, that's going to be a really tough ultimate battle.
And Damie does go down. Remember, still resurrection in the back pocket of Opium. She's going to be hiding in the back as timer ticks down, going into overtime, but it seems like Dinkarin is just being shot down one by one. Self-destruct getting thrown up in the air by Wibley. Ooh, but it comes down. Resurrection incoming. Play the game. Easy. And out comes the rest of the team of Geek Squad. Down goes the timer. Where's your play of the game now?
0 to 1. Switching.
Oh my word, it's feeling quite grim for Dinkarin. They're calling the early GG for themselves.
Jeez.
Anyhow, Geek Squad, they know how to go on attack. They can do some amazing things with a lot of aggressiveness. I'm not really surprised to see. Dinkarin, on the other hand, when they were aggressive, they could play really well, but there's so many times in both parts of each game where they played really passively and they waited a little too long, or they executed a little bit wrong, and it really hurt them. Hopefully we can see them kind of hold their defense and try to stall this one out, but you know, as games go on in a tournament format, you know, you can get some fatigue in there, and fatigue can kind of just wear you through.
It looks like Geek Squad is going with that odd comp again, which did win them King's Row. Just that interesting choices of half dive comp, half, I don't know what to call it, man. Just sniper pick with flying duo in the sky with Mercy and Farah.
I would say it's just rushing damage. They're just rushing in with Kitch in specific, and then Damie boosted up by Opium. MPD on the phone side trying to get snipes. I think they actually, in like a few patches ago, the Hanzo damage is actually pretty big buffed, or has been buffed, so that makes sense that they have this comp. It's a little slower than most of the other dive comps, obviously, but still, if it's worked for you, it's something you don't have to break. And we'll see if they can break into the fold. They only need to capture 2 points, technically. Engage Squad. 1 win away to going back to the finals.
Dinkarin taking up big Earls as most teams do. Wibley was quite undecided for a hero choice for a while, but ended up choosing the Roadhog. Gonna try and pull people up onto big Earls for a nice little burger and maybe a beer or two as the rest of Dinkarin pounces on them and kills them immediately. But as the payload rounds the corner, Specific is going to jump up, miss the shield to go on top of big Earls, but Wibley, questionable hook at best, my man. But ooh, Opium going down really early as she tries to rush in and do little heals, but looks like Geek Squad may have to pull back for the time being, sit on that corner, and just throw damage on the top of big Earls.
Dusky is down out the mech, so now in the Ana Song form, and we'll see how Geek Squad want to counter from this. As they are trying to push in, Specific going on big Earls yet again, trying to travel 4v1. just not getting picked off this time. So the biggest thing is if the pickoffs don't happen, we're going to be okay for Keith. But on the other hand, Dinker, and they need more than that, and they just got split up apart.
Yeah, Dank Gurn was split up. Half the team went down to payload, half the team stayed on Big Earls. Did not work out for them as Kitch was quite a nuisance on the supports. Black Tiger was getting harassed endlessly by Kitch, and he did go down after many. That was a split defensive tactic. Didn't quite pay off, but gates are opening. Dank Gurn has to reset as Wibbly got pulled forward, actually. Looked like. But the sights are there. They're so close to being moving on. He's got to get around the corner underneath the bridge. Ooh, what a hook.
Specifically on the side, you're going to cause some major hits, but Primal Rage not going to be enough. Do you see the ultimate coming out from Opening Axe? And now we're going to see if the team can go in. It's going in there, boop, getting the shot. Man. And when you see the whole hog can try to get back at everybody else.
Cal with the Transcendence to save the team. And there goes Black Tiger with his Transcendence as a dragon comes straight through everyone. The Transcendence going onto the back. Opium trying to fly out but gets pulled back, gets killed. So there's no, well, didn't quite have res, but one healer down. But hey, they're holding on for the time being. MPD, the last one, just sleeping underneath the payload, trying to hide, but little tasteful BM from Sultana, and I'm okay with that.
Yeah, they did hold off for a little bit long, but you know, you have to pick your victories when you can. Really important to see the ultimate advantage still being on Dinker's side, so they have at least some tanks in there. Korn going a little bit ahead of time, trying to see if they can just sneakily pick off somebody from the side. But everybody coming up from the top side for Geek Squad. Will they actually go through it? That's the only question.
They're probably going to pull into this engagement with Specific's Primal Rage when he gets it, which he has it right now. Let's see what happens here. Korn with this Earth Shatter. That'll be a good stun to use, and out comes the Primal Rage, and see what else will pop out. Dragon Blade from Kitch, and oh my gosh. Ooh, Damie throwing down rockets right on top of people. They're going to push through as the self-destruct comes up in the sky. For the time being, momentarily stopped. But Dusky trying his darndest. Fortunately, is not enough. Dank Gurren are knocked out of the tournament. Geek Squad are moving on to the grand final to face Booty Boys in a best of 5. Booty Boys get a automatic round win in that situation. But congratulations to Geek Squad, they're moving on.
I don't know if there's really any big plays. Maybe, I guess Black Tiger?
Yeah! Huh. Mr. Golden Nuts.
Was this a play?
He did it. He did it, guys. Yeah. Where's your play of the game now? Korn screams into the void.
He did get some pretty good pickoffs, and especially the damage coming in from the Dragon Strike makes sense. Moral victory. I agree. Dickerin played with some reckless abandon, some kind of cohesion abandon as well. The team play is really good, but once they kind of like fall apart, it really hurts them. And that's what we saw. Geek Squad just played a little bit more standardly, worked out at the end, and when they saw that things were falling apart, it kind of just led to the ultimate demise of Dinker.
That's the phrase I was looking for. Reckless abandon earlier. I tried to say abandoned or something. I don't know, man.
Abandonedly? I think that's what you said.
Yeah. But anyway, anywho. Once again, take a short break as the Moonmoon sub rumble, the open version of it, rather. We'll continue on into the grand final. Geek Squad versus Booty Boys. We'll be right back. Have a lot of fun, guys. Spam it up in chat, because that's what we do. Get yourself timed out. That's the challenge, my man. Well, don't do that. I don't want the mods to lose their mind. Please don't. Rip. Go to music. Quick. Break. Help. Awesome. I hope you guys enjoyed that song selection from the beautiful Wraith. DJ Wraith hitting it up. But hey, we're back at the grand finals. Geek Squad versus Booty Boys. Best of 5. The Booty Boys get a 1-0 start onto it because they are currently undefeated in this Moonmoon Open. The Sub Rumble. Kings Row, we're back. Boy, we all love it. And we're going in.
Now entering.
Everyone giving me the readies. Oh, we're back. We're back. Kings
back.
Row.
We'll see if Geek Squad wants to do some cheeky play or if they want to go play it out very standardly. It's looking like cheeky play indeed, as we do see Narp going to be on the Reinhardt, Durspell on the Lucio Echo. Staying, maybe going for it, maybe just not doing anything with it. Let's see if that's going to be the Genji pick. But overall, this matchup was the winners semifinals as well. Geek Squad took that pretty handily, or sorry, Booty Boys took that pretty handily 2-0. We'll see if Booty Boys can do it with the 1 game advantage in the grand finals.
Let's not waste time. I have to
Yes, yeah, and they actually Booty Boys and Geek. Well, yeah, these teams, Christ, they faced off in the winners semifinal, so they're having a bit of a rematch right now. Seems to happen a lot in the open tournaments. I think this has happened with these two teams as well in other tournaments.
Well, I'll just run down the list. Booty Boys on Moonmoon Open number 2. It's a squad weight Dinker went against Geek Squad, or I think Color Wheel actually. Geek Squad Booty Boys have been the last 2 tournaments before this. So this is the last finals, and now this is the finals that we're seeing for today in Moonmoon Open number 4. Surprising to see, Booty Boys have won each one of them, so we'll see if Booty Boys can repeat and be that strong team, or Geek Squad. Well, they're gonna have to try. They're gonna try something else with the McCree.
McCree, indeed. They're cooking it up themselves. Spicy rivalry here. Booty Boys coming for that crown once again. And in they move right onto the point, wasting no time at all as Narp gets temporarily slept. Puts the shield right back up. Both Reinhardts letting their shields charged up as Durspell goes down in the back line. They're trading off as Narp tries to get a little charge in on Specific, who is sleeping, but he gets hooked himself, so both teams are losing a lot of people, but it looks like Booty Boys are going to have to pull back as Soms is the last one to charge from Specific. He leads him. Oh, that's a big rip right there.
Really good hold coming out from Booty Boys right over there. Geek Squad, they had some great picks, but they can actually do anything with that. Now let's see if Booty Boys, sorry, got the teams mixed up. Booty Boys can go and attack on Geek Squad. Can they hold off? Held off one time, can they do it again?
Hayes is going up top, now has his little high noon. But he's getting harassed there by the Ana, but he has to drop down, so he can't use that high noon up top. But he uses it right in front of the point as everyone backs away, and in comes Booty Boys to move in onto the point and get an advantageous position. And Hayes keeps it going until he gets Specific at the very end. MPD had the nano boost for a brief second, but got killed. And Cal is the last one on point, while, who is that, Kitsch? Hiding in the room, getting hammered, slept, and stabbed by Echo. The bell rings, 4:45 on the clock, and that payload's gonna scoot on out. They got themselves a game here.
Like Echo's Blade said, it has been unleashed, and we will see if Echo and everybody else in the crew for Geek Squad can, well, get defended by. Booty Boys doing some amazing offense. Keep up the aggression like usual, like we were saying before. That's the first place captured. We want to try to keep that snowball going down. Echo, on the other hand, still with the Genji. I'm liking the play. The McCree being used up in the early go wasn't really used up too efficiently, but it did provide the snipe onto the Reinhardt. And now we see the snipe on the backside. Can I say get that?
Ooh. Self-destruct plus Earth Shattered. Just a little wombo combo there, but Kitsch, who got slept during his whole hog, has to retreat as he gets charged by Narpt, who is not looking too good himself until he got that sound barrier from Durspell, who kept the team alive in that engagement. And quite an aggressive stance. I don't blame him. Going up far, Hayes trying to get a hook. But I stay throwing up the defensive matrix to keep a little insurance to make sure no one gets killed as they push far up.
Specific, everybody else going to try to push right in. They're going to have to try to defend the second point. Again, you're going to get boosted. As you see everything else, Graviton Surge on top of the Earth Shatter going down, but everyone's going to chase away from Booty Boys. It looks like it's going to be a specific hold, whatever you want to call it. They're holding up for G Squad for now, as Hayes is going to be the last member standing and dying from there.
Oh, Durspell actually made his way to the back lines and just decided to jump into the Pit of Oblivion. Reset the spawn. But yeah, that initial Dragon Blade with the Nano Boost, it was a good idea, but the Ana Grenade that hit him, then he got hooked, Echo got hooked, immediately dead. So that's 2 ultimates down. Now, well, I guess Echo still has, he kept the Dragon Blade, I just saw that, so...
I think he actually tried to start it on. I think I killed it way quick. I mean, in the end, OPM also had Sound Barrier, so they were dying from there. So it's a good hold, but now we'll see it 2v2 on the ultimates. Can Cal MPD do some good things while Echo Hayes, Dragon Blade going down? We'll see if Echo can do any assassination.
He does grab Cal in the very top. Echo not looking too good with the health, but he does go back. Oh, MPD. Never mind, Caster's Curse, you're dead. But they do pull through to get that capture. They go into the last section of King's Row. Quite an interesting position that Specific had, being Reinhardt on the top, just protecting the Ana and MPD who are sitting there. Genji Blades, man, they don't care about the shields so much. They just kind of dive through and swipe away.
They swipe left, get kills, get the ultimates, get the win. Do you see Kitch Specific going to be able to pick off on the side, though? I say everybody else is going to get ran right through, and I say just going to go down. Yep. Fix up the spawns, don't give any ult charge. Oh. On the other hand, Durspell gave a little bit of ult charge right back.
Ouch. Getting pushed into the push hole. That's what I like to call it. As the payload scooching on back there. We're looking at some ultimates here. Both teams have a decent amount. Damie about to have the Graviton Surge. Let's see if they'll use that as engagement. As he rushes in with a speed boost, there he doesn't quite have the ultimate yet, so he's looking for it, but he gets hooked into the back. Now has Graviton Surge. Maybe looking for a nice little shot from down in the back, but it looks like Specific doing enough work where they don't have to use it. They're going to hold down for the time being. 2:30 left on the clock for the attackers.
Good stuff coming out from both teams right now. Geek Squad had some fairly hindrances. Specific getting picked apart in the beginning games for the first and second points. But in the third point, he has been pretty much the clutch, the key to hold up for Geek Squad. And then we get a hook off of that. Kitch going to be the one picked off. 6v5, here we go. I stay in the back line.
Self-destruct didn't get anyone, and I Stay ends up dying as she tries to get back into the mech. Or is he referring to the character, I guess. But whatever. But Hook thrown out by Hayes, who just goes straight over the shield of Specific, who's currently out in his own. He does get Hayes with the Earth Shatter, but only Hayes does go down though. But Echo now with that nice new combo that everyone likes. Echo turns around and sees a Specific who's quite angry at him. But hey, Graviton Surge going in the back by the payload, not doing so much too far because Damie was the only one left alive, and that would be an essential team wipe if it wasn't for Cal that respawned at the very last second. But they're going to try and speed boost back in with a sound barrier, just barely scooching out there. As Opium got booped up just a bit, and Opium does go down on top of the payload. Got a May here, Contest Fest coming up. Icicle right onto the payload. Have fun with that, guys, but Kitch is not looking too good as he gets swiped down. Minute 8 on the clock, they finish round 1.
Beautiful hold is done in the end. It's still going to be the win for the Booty Boys, at least for this offense. First point, really cool stuff coming out from Booty Boys in the sense that they played it right, had some ultimates to make sure that they can capitalize down onto players. It's one of those things seeing like a really good team, the psychology of a team say, okay, we know if we get a pick, obviously that'll work out, but let's make sure we pick off one person quite a bit. Specifically this time was the one that was getting taken apart. Got some really good picks coming up from it wasn't ISA, I think it was Soames, whoever the Roadhog was for Booty Boys, and it worked out so well. And the winners semifinals as well. We talked about a lot about Damien getting picked off apart when he was on the Zenyatta or Zarya. He was a little bit off front, and then they took apart on the tank line. It's really important and especially in a team game, if you can have those advantages, 6v5, 6v4, you can pretty much securely win most fights. Sometimes it's a little offhanded because the aim battles and stuff is still an FPS, but in a team game, if you can pick off one or two people really early on, and if you can kind of tilt those people, you'll see some really fast games, and that's why we've been seeing Geek Squad and Booty Boys being on top of their games. And we'll see if Booty Boys can keep it going in the sense for this defense on Kings Row.
Absolutely, it's all about communication. You're saying like 5v6, 4v6. It's just taking out one person to say, low health over there in the corner and is not doing so well. Grab this Ryan, he's stuck in this corner over here. Just picking and choosing who's the best target to go for. Just sometimes that can be the difference between winning and losing. But it looks like they got the weird comp again, man. Geek Squad. Well, they got the Tracer this time.
Yeah.
And Lucio and all right, well, they're going with it.
Roadhog beat the dive, buddy. Interesting. Definitely in that case, Jamie gonna be going up in there with a Tracer. This is definitely one of those comps you'll probably never see, but it might work as we do see the first pick off.
MPD has just been so good on Hanzo, getting like the first or second pick in a round. Especially the DPS who's been up on the sides uncontested. He's been charging those people specifically. And specific, speaking of, on Roadhog, does grab 2, now 3. Now with a healer and a tank versus 2 tanks, let's see how iStay does get knocked out of the mech, but they're actually going to fall back for some reinforcements for the time being. Narp's gonna have to let his shield recharge for just a second as he lets the rest of his team pull back in as they trickle from the spawn.
Actually, really nice to see Hayes playing up the McCree. It's good counter to the aggressors, but MPD still getting his shots in. I stay on the point, gonna get sniped out as well. This looks pretty good, but can the rest of the team of Booty Boys get back in there to defend?
Narp coming out with the nano boost, but they're still going to be on the point. He has to circle back around through. Oh, he gets their shatter off. He gets 4 with that, but there's no follow-up from the rest of his team as everyone's just trickling in. They die 1, 2, 3 right away. iStay gets knocked out of the mech. They're going to grab that. Bell has told, and iStay. That's the bell of death. Oh, God, that was bad. Anyway, my brain gave up halfway through that one. It sounded cooler in my head.
Been a long day, but hopefully our brain can get more brain power. And
oh God,
I don't know the words going to that. Y-E-I-O-U. I think that's the next line for that. But
Y-E-I-O.
Anywho, second round or second part of the map, we'll see if we can hold off a little bit better for Booty Boys. Geek Squad still have the ultimate advantage, so they have a lot of aggression. But they have to go in pretty fast.
MPD coming from the bookshop, throwing out the dragon and self-destruct coming down onto the point from iStay, who doesn't get anything with it. Actually gets taken out by Cal in the back room, and Cal himself goes down as defense will hold by the time. Everyone's going to come back in.
Pretty important dirt spell sound barrier right there. They able to save out pretty much all the damage that was coming in from the aggression, and on top of that, they knock down Damie, they knock down everything else. MPD, everybody else, you're gonna have to reform up again. Let's see if we can get it. Kitch in specific now on tank rolls. Kitch actually switching off onto the Roadhog. We'll see if that works out.
And Narp now with that Earth Shatter, he charges into the back, turns around, hits that Q, and he's gonna grab everyone down, but help from his team. That seems to be a team wipe.
That is the team kill at the end. Durspell, the Battle Lucio. That's not boost of Lucio, but it's pretty close. Getting in for that final kill. Booty Boys, they're holding up. Everyone on fire, it seems. See how it goes on for this next big battle. Ooh, I stay in behind the line. Yeah. We'll see if he can get picked off. He does.
Out of the mech, and that only can mean one thing. iStay is dead. We're looking for Echo and Soms. The usual combo, Anna and Soldier. And Echo sitting up top, as it seems like DPS like to do now. But we're looking currently at Geek Squad with four of their ultimates and specific at all types of bad coming at him there. Can't use his Earth Shatter as he's dead, but Echo coming through with that usual combo. Grabs two, and well, Kitch goes down as well. Cal trying to escape, and Opium not having fun in the cafe. Where's that a pub? I think that's a pub.
It's the UK, so I guess the pubs are a thing.
Fox in the Bear. I'm gonna say a pub because I see taps. Ooh.
Yummy.
Overwatch lore, baby.
101. Geek Squad still trying to push in. Still seeing with this Hanzo. They played it a lot differently against Tinker, and they played a little more standardly. They didn't use this comp quite a bit, or this version of the comp quite a bit. Now they're going in, and again, iStay gonna play that distracting role. Do you see the ultimate going down from Dragon Strike? Damien gonna be able to get the first pick. Can we actually see anything else coming down?
Well, with that nano boosted whole hog coming through, well, the Earth Shatter stopping them in their tracks for the time being. It could be enough to hold the defense, and it looks like they will. Narp, how much health does he have? My gosh, my man, 7 health. He's just going to hold that shield and rush over to some heals as the rest of his team is going to try and take care as MPT. Oh, wow. Actually, Hayes gets taken out as they have a little teabag fest. iStay trying to back up, gets knocked out of the mech.
That's actually more worth it for MPD. They were trying to struggle the respawn, obviously, but we have 2 pretty much down. I mean, Ana Song just in the Ana little Ana form. So we're gonna see how she can get back into this, but she's gonna rush down. Gonna get taken out by MPD, and now we still have an advantage, 6v5. Those little things will add up. Can they actually get for the win? Opium actually gonna get kicked off on the side though.
Yeah, Opium kind of out of position there. Not sure why, but whole hog by Hayes gets reflected back in his face as Damie comes in with the Dragon Blade, going for supports in the back, or actually going for tanks. Actually, but the heals from Ana are just too good. Narp is just staying at full health, and iStay coming in, currently sleeping. Let's see if he wakes up. Wake up. Wake up. No, he's gonna stay asleep. That's a shame. Nano Boost is essentially wasted. But out comes Echo on the top with Attack Visor with seconds ticking away. They're going to try their best to stay on the payload to keep it in overtime, but MPD and Cal not looking too hot there. Time ticking away. And that will be round 2 going to Booty Boys.
Long battles ahead, but Booty Boys taking out the win. Now they are up 2-0 off of that one. The last little fights, it was actually really in favor of Geek Squad. Getting the trailing spawn kill, and then getting the 1v1v1 picks. But in the end, Booty Boys just by a sliver of echoes was able to win out that one. iStay getting the play of the game. What's about to happen?
Oh, brutal. Just, you see, I think iStay stepped in something, looked down, and there's a sleeping tracer. And just held the left trigger. Ouch.
I'm pretty sure that should have been Reinhardt's ultimate that got everything, but I gave it to the Diva instead. It's fine. Good game going out, and Booty Boys need 1 more to win. Geek Squad, they need 3 more to reverse sweep Lijiang, Tower, Hollywood, Dorado, and Watchpoint Gibraltar. Last 4 maps for this grand finals.
Yeah, we haven't had a King of the Hill yet. At least I haven't seen one. Well, I've been modding all the games and streaming them.
Mm-hmm.
But with only 1 out of the 4 potential picks in the map pool, let's see what Geek Squad will choose. They've been actually initially banning all of the King of the Hill. Okay, they're gonna choose King of the Hill. Never mind.
It makes sense. They need to switch up. They can't really do much about these not capture points, but just these payload maps. It hasn't been really working out for them. So Geek Squad, they're going to try to switch it up. Makes sense to get that.
Don't have to choose who's attacking or defending because they're both attacking and defending at the same time. Basically.
Pretty much. But you know, the red color is better than blue color. Supposedly, that's what many people say.
I'm a blue man myself. Gotta
Totally
say.
red.
Well, crap. Bite me. Right, Damie's giving me the ready. Just waiting on the boot, boys. Give me that ready, boy. Give me it.
I have casted some other like games before, and side advantage actually does matter sometimes. So it's kind of weird, but when you have two equal allowed real points, I don't think that's the word I was looking for, but it's close. Equal points. I don't think side choice really does matter, unless the terrain is totally different on one side than the other, and maybe there is a choice.
It's supposed to be balanced, man. What the heck? Jeff. Mr. Overwatch himself.
2 CP, what?
2 CP. The best that Overwatch has to offer.
But we are on Legion Tower. It's going to be pretty cool to see some differences, like you said, in the map pool on Doggles. And I guess for a team that runs a really pseudo-weird rush comp or dive comp, could work out well for one team, and then not so well for the standard team. But you never know. You never know. You never know. Beta Boys on the blue side and Geek Squad on the red side for this one.
I was going to say, with the new map type, I would assume Echo to be on the Genji, because I think he usually does Genjis on King of the Hill. But look at an MPD here. He's on the Hanzo currently.
Again.
So, I mean, he used to be in the previous tournaments. He was always the Soldier Man, or sometimes Roadhog. But now he's been Roadhog / Hanzo for today.
Yeah, it's weird to see. Sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead. Well, I was going to say, let's see how the Bastion pick works. Are they doing it? They're doing it. All right, folks. We have a game today. Probably the best game that's ever happened.
Oh, God.
Bastion main here.
Triggered.
He's just sitting in the back. He's got the shield from Narped, and I mean, what are you going to do? You have to dive in there or flank around or something, because Echo is just going to lay down massive damage in the back line. And there you go. Specific down. And that's a big notch in the strategy of Booty Boys here. I'm sorry, Geek Squad.
It makes so much sense Booty Boys would pick up Bastion, because Geek Squad have been running a pseudo-weird dive comp. What better yet to play Protect the Bastion and play tower defense on Legion Tower? They have those names. They have everything working together. It's looking well for the 2-0 Booty Boys.
Now they have the Kitsch switching over to Genji to try and help with the reflex. They got some shields with the tanks, but it's, you know, you got to figure out where Bastion's gonna be, because you just got to knock away that Reinhardt to get the shield out of there and just dive everything onto Echo, because he's just gonna be laying down damage. He has his tank configuration already, and oh gosh, nano boost it, please do it, Soames. I dare you. You won't.
Well, they actually have to find the team. This is pretty sneaky, but now we're gonna get found. And now let's see if everybody can get broken. Configuration take part going to have to be used, but Echo gonna get picked off on the side. Do you see the self-destructor going down? You're not gonna pick up. Oh, pick up 2. Narp gonna be able to pick up the specific as well. Chaoticness and the repositioning was very smart and key. Pretty sure you're still gonna see Bastion go in and destroy some nerds.
Oh, they did get Echo out of that corner. He's staying as Bastion. They're going to keep it because they still have the point, 70% and climbing. Booty Boys are still sitting somewhat pretty here. But we got a lot of ultimates coming out for Geek Squad. Well, both sides. So this next engagement is going to be quite silliness when I see a tank configuration coming in. Oh, but Hayes going down with Kitsch at the same time. Sound barrier, earth shatters, tank coming out. He gets 2, 3. Oh man, and looks like Narp coming through to charge. Who is that? Damie gets knocked out of the mech. Swipe down.
Swipe down, swipe left, swipe right. We do see Kitsch yet again. Can be taken down. Overtime going in, and I think we're still going to see the win. Booty Boys with an interesting pick. Although probably scouted. Really nice to get the Bastion. Being the difference maker, I would say, in the pick war. Booty Boys picking up 1-0.
What just happened, man? No one expects the Bastion.
I mean, it was the right call. I like the idea. You're gonna have the Diacon come in,
Oh,
which
no.
will protect everything, and now we have. Oh god, this is happening.
Oh, come on, man.
Okay, good.
Go back. Do it. Do it. I want to see it.
Summer on attack points are actually pretty good. I like it.
Oh, yes, do it. Especially with combining it with self-destruct. A new little, not so used combo that people like to do. You throw out the self-destruct, people kind of group up to hide behind a shield or a barrier of some sort. Then you throw out the EMP, and it's easy to play the game.
In the meantime, Opium going to be picked up on the side. We'll see if the X-Fight can go out with that. Specific going to be picked up as well. Ooh. You know, we talked about some psychology things before this. This is just picks per picks per picks. Booty boys. Whoa.
I mean, they have a 2-game lead. They just need to win this map, and they win it all. So they can, well, they're not running, not a non-standard comp right now, but they could feel comfortable enough. They have enough padding where they could run a Bastion, but they're just kind of steamrolling at the moment. Just completely destroying everyone from Geek Squad, as Geek Squad tries to take a different approach around the back. Sleep Dart heading in early, but looks like Ice Stay is going to get slept or woken up right away.
Pitch off on the side, gonna get picked up on there. Hayes gonna be able to just pick up one more. Consus, not gonna be really too hard. MPD has some good damage, but oh, the Earth Shatter going into 4 members. Narp, Hayes, everybody else gonna get picked off on the side. What a great play yet again coming up from Booty Boys tank line. 1-2 combo. Narp and Hayes bringing up the Purple Rain. I was trying to make a Prince joke, but it didn't really work out there.
The artist formerly known as Prince. I don't know if anyone from Booty Boys has died. At least they didn't in that engagement. So props to the healers. Soames and Durspell doing their jobs. And Soames has that nano boost and is going to look for Echo to use, as Geek Squad are going to try to come in as well. MPD and Cal, they both have their ultimates. Let's see if MPD can get a stick with Pulse Bomb. But Opium now has sound barriers, so they can try and maybe force their way in with some extra shields, but Hayes going down early from a charge from Specific. And out come both sound barriers, so both teams have to do a lot of damage to get people down. Opium getting knocked off by Ice Stay, actually, as he got pushed around. As she got pushed around, rather. But Soames did get pulled in, and MPD does get a stick right onto Narp, so that's Booty Boys starting to die off here. And it looks like they will capture the point finally. 95% for Booty Boys. Geek Squad have a lot of ground to cover here.
Caster Curse coming in again. Everybody else off of Booty Boys died yet again. And we will see if Booty Boys can get back in this. 3v3 on the, or 3 for 3 on the ultimates. So nothing really too telling on where this will go. Opium does have the boop advantage if you can get the boops or if the hooks can go through. You can see some people falling down to the ground. But we'll see how that kind of works out for this one, as we do see aggression coming in. I say gonna get that ultimate in, and we're gonna see if the damage can be good.
The self-destruct from Damie went behind Narp, who tried to throw down his Earth Shatter, but the shield was facing the other way. So Damie gets 2, and Hayes gets 2 as well, so both teams losing a lot of players, so it's still anyone's point at this time being to get, and Damie just trying to hold up that defensive matrix as Ice Stay gets knocked out of the mech, and looks like Damie as well having a little baby diva fight. They're both Durspell coming in, speeding and healing away. But Booty Boys just barely grabbing the point. Specific just couldn't make it onto the capture point just in time. But a charge from Specific. He actually just barely missed pushing someone off. He died himself while trying to get someone as they went on to the safety of the ground. But 2-0 in this Lijiang Tower fight.
2-0.
One more win, capture the grand finals yet again for Booty Boys. So that's going to be pretty awesome for them. On the other hand, Geek Squad want to retain their semifinals win, or semifinals loss by revenging this and trying to get that win. They have to win 3 games in a row though, so they have a tough little quickie to climb, but they can do it, especially with the tried and true I thought they were gonna go for the comp. Nope, they're just still using the Tracer and everybody else. I like this idea. I would have liked to see it on Oasis, but on Legion we'll see it. Working out again and triggered Bastion trigger. I'm a tank main, and when I play like Reinhardt or something, and when I go in and then I see Bastion, and I'm like, oh, my team's dead. How fun!
Well, the positioning for the Bastion will be quite tricky because there's so many little pillars and just barriers in the way, and there's not many sightlines that he can choose to get total coverage. But it looks like Specific is going down early. MPD on that Tracer, poking in the back, getting that ultimate charge up. But in comes Booty Boys with just the the snowball that is those 3 tanks plus Durst Spell. They speed through and just chase down relentlessly all of their targets. They're going to capture that point, and that ticker is going up.
I want to see where Echo's going to set up. He's going to set up on the little bit of high ground, just off on the side. Would like to see him actually set up by the server on third side, or third level, but it's okay. Still a really, really smart play coming out from Echo yet again. Pretty Boys, they pretty much had this in the bag. They just play very securely. They play around, not the Bastion, but actually the tank line. And hopefully they can do some things with that. On the other hand, Geek Squad, they have a team that can try to get into that backline, try to get the DPSers, but they don't really have the actual damage just yet. So they're waiting out their time, but they might be waiting way too long as Specific gets picked off on the side.
And it looks like Opium, who actually just got taken down by Echo, switched over to Zen for that Discord Orb to try and really get the damage onto those tanks. But Booty Boys are just splitting up Geek Squad, one by one. Well, as Durspell did get hooked in, as the Booty Boys tried to get a little greedy there. But with Durspell down, let's see if Geek Squad can try and rush in, try and grab something. But Echo coming out with a tank configuration as he's nano boosted with Ice Day throwing out a self-destruct in the back lines, grabbing Opium as she was trying to make it back to the fight. Kitch now knocked out of the mech. Baby Diva hiding by the spawn. Booty Boys are just gonna sit way up front, right at that little choke point. Try to keep them at bay as 80% in climbing. This could be the final seconds, but we never know.
I'd say going to be picked off on the side over here. MPD is going to try to make sure that we can get some damage. Soundbar going to go off, and we're going to see if Echo everybody else can kind of reform together. When your Echo is not like actually set up, we're going to have a pretty bad time, and Echo is going to get obliterated right there. Ooh. This should be good for Geek Squad, but we'll see if that actually holds him. Hayes still with the whole hog, gonna get picked off on the side.
For 99%, but Geek Squad, for the time, has things under control. Now, in that first part of the fight, Specific tried to come in with just a hopeful charge to try and pin someone and just kind of split the Red Sea. I guess Blue Sea in this context. And he didn't grab anyone, he died right away, but now he's moving over to Roadhog because he's feeling that Reinhardt isn't doing enough work. Might try to switch things up. Oh, wow. Narp threw out the Earth Shatter, but he got immediately melted because of Cal and the Bionic Grenade. Both teams losing people. Oh, Hayes pulled in Opium, got slept, and both supports take him down. They're still holding onto the point for the time being, but in comes Ice Day and Durspell. And everything's going to be coming back around to the point, and that's where the fight needs to take place. But Durspell actually getting a nice little two-piece there. An assist from his team.
Durspell with the Battle Lucio still working it through. Echo on the backside, taking down so much damage. Damien gonna have to back away. But Echo boosted. Is that gonna be enough for the win? That's gonna be the question. Echo gonna pick off them too, and now we're gonna see the overtime go in. Specific has to hit up the point. MPD gonna be off on the side, gonna be able to pick off them a little bit. Gonna be able to stall just for a little bit longer, but it's gonna get taken out. No, it's just gonna be enough. Booty Boys winning out yet again for Moonmoon Open number 4.
GG. Booty Boys taking it home. Nice. It was like a perfect placement with that self-destruct from Ice Day at the very last seconds. Just delicately placed it right on top of that pillar on the control point. And there's that self-destruct that went right behind everyone as Damie. No shield, he was already dead, but nice plays here. Booty Boys continuing to finish strong many of the tournaments. Congrats to all the players on that team. And hey, another tournament in the bag. Woo!
Indeed. This is a monthly format, so we do have another one coming up. I think next month in February. So again, sub and then get into the sub rumble. Be pretty cool to see more teams come out and play. But in the end, Booty Boys, I will say, still one of it's the cream of the crop, and no one does it better. Like Booty Boys, top notch, good stuff for the second time in a row. Can they keep it going? That's when we question. But congrats again for winning up number 4.
Yeah, we'd absolutely love to see more people, especially for the. We also have a diamond and below tournament, but seems that not a lot of teams have been signing up for that lately. But the Open is still going relatively strong. But we also have on the docket, we're looking at adding 3v3s and potentially 1v1s, just fun little informal tournaments that happen, every other week. Who knows what the scheduling will be like that for yet, but always check the Discord for the Sub Rumble for any news on the tournaments. But thank you, Bird, for being my co-caster once again. And Wraith for doing the DJ stuff, throwing out the memes today, and doing all the spectating and stream stuff. And I'm Mr. Dongles, whatever. Anyway, I look forward to next month. We'll have an invitational soon, which is kind of the culmination of every tournament that we've done so far, but we still got 1 or 2 more opens to go before that happens, so please come out and play with us. It's a lot of fun. A different format for people maybe not used to it, but just ask around. We're here to help. Until next month, I'll see you then. Have a good night.